Are you trying to kill me?
Grandfather! Look out! Get your face!
You are trying to kill me. Are you trying to kill me? Oh no, not again. Are you trying to kill me?
Grandfather! Look out! Get your face!
You are trying to kill me. Are you trying to kill me? Oh no, not again. Are you trying to kill me?
Grandfather! Look out! Get your face!
You are trying to kill me. You are trying to kill me. Are you trying to kill me?
Grandfather! Look out! Keep your safe.
You are trying to kill me. Are you trying to kill me?
Grandfather! Look out! Keep your safe.
You are trying to kill me. Are you trying to kill me? Oh no, not again. Are you trying to kill me?
Grandfather! Look out! Keep your safe.
You are trying to kill me. You are trying to kill me. Are you trying to kill me?
Grandfather! Look out! Get your tape.
You are trying to kill me. You are trying to kill me.
Whoa, there we are.
I'm waiting to see it. Waiting to see the layout. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just being lazy and zooming out the camera rather than redesigning the layout, you know?
Yeah, why not, right?
Why not? There we go. Hello, y'all.
This is like the first of probably several streams that are going to have like guests or be different.
Oh, I didn't. Do we have guests lined up?
Well, no. I mean, so when there won't be a stream next week because we'll be in
We'll be
in
traveling
Milwaukee.
back from Milwaukee.
Yes. But then the week after that, you're going to be here and John will be here.
That's true.
So probably all
is
of us.
John going to be there on Sunday?
I mean,
night?
I would assume so.
Oh,
because
okay.
that's really the only day that he's going to be in town that we would be able to stream because
True.
Chances are I'll be having to travel for work the following Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I guess, there
So
we go.
he could probably join you from his home on that stream. If you wanted. But I mean, I don't even know if that is for sure yet.
Wait, what day?
Probably the 16th.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay. All right. Well,
So it'll be all three of us here
last
in person
time,
probably on the 9th. And then the 16th, I may have to be traveling for work, but he'll still be in the States for that. So he could probably join you via...
yes. Well, I mean, welcome to the MLiG stream where, we just...
Well, it sounds like you're going to have both DF Retro personalities on your stream.
Yeah, complete coincidence. I hadn't considered it.
What if we one day all got in the same room?
That would be wild.
Contain it?
I have no idea.
How far can your camera zoom out?
I can barely hear Audi, just as an FYI. I don't know.
Yeah, what's going on? I was just looking at those levels. Tap your mic. Are you really just that quiet? Wait.
It doesn't seem like it picked up.
Yeah, there you go. I raised. Actually, I plugged your mic into the wrong one. I know, Sandy. Hang on, let's fix this.
Sandy's like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
There's
There we
always
go.
something. There's always something wrong. Yes, Sandy. Can
You
you
did
all hear Sandy clearly? Yes. Oh, yes. Beating my first.
Should I leave the room? Well, can people hear me now?
Yeah, you sound good now. I can hear
Okay.
you too.
Okay.
I thought it was just because of whatever the setup was.
Well, or because Audi
would've
is
said
just
something.
naturally extraordinarily quiet.
I'm extraordinary in many ways. I had like a line of great jokes, and you had to sabotage it by not plugging me in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is off to a great start. But I'm happy to be back stateside.
Yeah,
And
it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's also been about 30 pounds since I was here last. Thank you for not noticing, by the way, these last 2 days.
No, I noticed.
Oh,
I noticed in the pictures that I saw from GDC.
yeah,
See,
thank you.
I don't notice things like that. Everyone can take comfort in the fact that I don't judge you. Either way, I don't notice these things. I think there's something positive in that.
Yeah,
yes.
no, you should.
Uh,
I mean, it's hard work.
It is
It's
really
a
hard
lot of
work.
work.
It was many hours in the gym, and I did it all thanks to Jackie Chan Stuntmaster. I wrapped it all back into the game.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say something.
Oh, go ahead.
I know, I was gonna mention it on here, but like when I saw the picture from GDC, I was like, oh, Audi's definitely is looking pretty trim.
Looking pretty swole. I had to for health reasons. Liver disease is no joke, but I am much better now thanks to dropping some weight. So
isn't it amazing? Just like it feels like it just feels so good. Like
it really
after you
does.
kinda
I
get in
mean,
that zone with it.
yeah. I mean, for anyone out there listening, if they're not feeling too good in their own bodies, man, just a few hours at the gym 3 times a week does miracles. And I used to be pretty fit for my. I'll wrap this back in again. By the way, when I was a teenager, I was very much into martial arts, thanks to Jackie Chan, Van Damme. If you look at pictures of me as a teenager, you'll see that I have the same hairdo as Van Damme and could still do the splits. So when I was a teenager, I was very much in the gym all the time and doing martial arts and whatnot. But as I started traveling and becoming older, that kind of stopped. But now, kind of back into it again. So I'll be doing the splits at the end of this stream.
Okay.
So
Do not look forward to it.
And
I'll do it between 2 chairs and no pants. So
you're gonna do no pants? Okay, I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna do it like on the L shaped of the kitchen counter.
well, hey, I'll do the time cop split as well. Someone's hello goodbye saying any Van Damme games. We were actually originally talking about doing a Van Damme game stream.
Were we?
Yeah, you weren't listening.
I think Audie's making this up on the
No,
spot.
no. I actually brought this up, and you were talking about chicken or something.
Probably.
But I thought about it, and I was like, Van Damme games, let's do it. And I was like, that's Time Cop on Super Nintendo. Let's not do that. So we came up with a better solution. Are you familiar with this game?
Well, our friend Game Dave is a big Jackie Chan fan
Right.
as well, so he's talked about this a lot. But unfortunately, it's expensive.
Now it is. Back when I pre-ordered this when it came out. In US, it was a Midway published game. In Europe, it was Sony.
Oh wow, pretty prestigious.
Yeah, so it had a kind of widespread release, and I pre-ordered it due to my fandom of Jackie. I love this game. I think it's one of the better brawlers of an era where brawlers were kind of gone. This is one of the few that kind of came out that were new. Still loved it. I kept telling people for years, like, don't sleep on this one. And I think...
And they did.
And they did, and now it's expensive, and people are like, I wish I bought it.
isn't
And it's like...
In the U.S., didn't they pitch it as like it was based on whatever the TV show was, like his cartoon?
No. So that you're talking about Jackie Chan Adventures, and that got a game. So I got a Game Boy Advance brawler, and it also got a PS2 adventure game that was only released in Europe. Okay. So not as good of a game, but okay. But this one, I think, legitimately, is a very fun game.
It looks fun.
It was kind of famous for the fact that Jackie himself was the motion capture, voice talent, and kind of part of the planning for the game. So it takes a lot of inspiration from some of his movies. A lot of the stunts are recreated from his like Police Story and other movies like that. And I love this graphic style with the faces, by the way.
Yeah, I love how even the FMVs like very much use like
It's just
PS1 style models just rendered out.
Yep. The game itself looks like this, but
I was trying to find Rumble in the Bronx on streaming to like. I thought my son might like it.
Yeah.
But it was like you couldn't watch it anywhere.
They just released a new Blu-ray of that in Germany. That's
specifically just
Germany. Yeah, but I believe it's region free. So that one has the uncut take on it as well on it. So, but yeah. What in the chat, everyone should tell us what their favorite Jackie Chan movie is, and we can talk about it. So I've also done a lot of Blu-ray commentaries for Jackie Chan movies officially for labels across the world.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I love I love the era of Jackie Chan movies. I know the person himself today is very controversial, and I do agree that he has grown into something that I personally don't agree with. But I still love
like
his
so many
work.
people.
Yeah.
It seems like. Well, yeah. You want to go ahead and get started now? I will. I'll hit some of these
we're
super
watching the
chats.
opening. Which
Oh, this is actually the opening video.
Pretty long.
Yeah. I mean, they kidnap his uncle.
Oh, I guess I didn't switch to the actual game.
Oh, you didn't.
Say.
You know.
Okay, people can catch up. His uncle got kidnapped by a gang of bad guys. That's the plot. I'm sorry people couldn't see it. It's actually a very fun video.
I mean, they're watching it now.
Well, they're seeing at least the stunt part, so.
I'm tired. Also, when circumstances are weird, you know, unusual stream circumstances, I'm just like, my brain is like not going through the usual steps. We have some super chats.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, before the stream started, there was Enchilada's been a member for 17 months in a row, and he said, "Jackie Chan, do you understand the words that are coming out of our mouths?"
Which
Have
may
fun
be
with
an
the
indication that
awesome
his
stunts.
favorite Jackie Chan movie is Rush Hour.
I barely understand what you're
That's an
saying.
all right one. I don't know, like the really big breakthrough ones. I mean, it's like between Rush Hour and Shanghai Noon. I find that I really like Shanghai Noon better than Rush Hour.
Yeah, that's the later era of Jackie movies.
American ones.
Which is, there's nothing wrong with those, but it's a very different type of film where it's a lot of buddy cop kind of like Lethal Weapon style.
With somebody.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you know, my Jackie Chan movie watching completeness is not super great. Like I have a big soft spot for Legend of Drunken Master.
that's Drunken Master 2. That's the U.S. title for it.
Right. The second one, I have a lot. I have a big soft spot for that, largely because it was the first movie I ever saw on DVD.
Oh wow!
And that
yeah.
I like the clarity just like blew my mind. Like oh my gosh.
Are you familiar with the cut that's made to that movie? So, Drunken Master 2 was cut extensively for the U.S. market by Miramax. Are you familiar with the original ending to that movie?
No. I mean, it's been, by the way, a long time since I've seen it, so I don't remember it that well. But like that one always comes to mind just because, you know, it was the first DVD I ever saw.
Yeah, it's an interesting ending. He basically drinks so much that he gets his brain gets very damaged from the alcohol.
Wow.
And the depiction of that is quite crude, but that's the original ending that you don't get to see in that cut. So since I'm playing, if people do comment on their favorite Jackie Chan movie or anything, do please let me know, and I'll let you know what I think of that movie.
There's several people saying that Police Story 1 is hard to beat.
Police Story 1 is excellent. It's one of the best ones he ever did. The shopping mall fight at the end is absolutely incredible. Recently, when I was at John's place, John Limman, he has never seen many of these films, so we actually watched Police Story for the first time. Oh, he watched for the first time. He couldn't believe it. He was just like, the intensity of this, like, the intensity of the action is just unlike anything he had seen before. And he was pretty much on his feet by the end of it.
Is the second one the one that has like the famous like Street Fighter 2 parody in it?
That's City Hunter, which is based on the anime or manga. Police Story 2 has the fireworks fight, the fireworks factory fight at the end.
I really like the camera work in this, by the way. It's like it's very much like sort of a diorama style set.
Speaking of Police Story, this is kind of based on the stunt from the first one, where he goes down like a pole with Christmas lights on it, and he actually burned off all his skin on his hands for real doing that stunt.
Holy cow.
So,
I like that they constantly go with the stuff where he kind of looks back and forth,
Yeah.
like it's one of his like trademark things, right?
Yep.
It looks both ways. There is also $2 from Mr. Bubbles saying thanks for the sleep noise. Work at 2 a.m. Eastern. Ugh. If someone I had to get for work at 4 a.m. on Saturday, so I slightly understand.
Yeah, well, I mean going to bed at this time, that's you're not going to be getting overall a whole ton of sleep. So good luck.
And that's the problem, you know. When I have to get up at 4, it's very difficult for me to just get in bed and go to sleep at like even before 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just really really hard, especially when you know you gotta do that, and yeah, it's not fun. It never works out.
Is the milk pickup some sort of Jackie Chan reference? Was he ever a milk spokesman?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, he did the Got Milk.
Did he?
Did they do the, I don't know if he had done it by this point, but maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is a reference to. Oh,
A little
got
Sonic
hit by the
Adventure.
truck.
Sonic Adventure stole from this game right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Rolling around. at the
There's
speed of
also
sound.
it was Henry Clark that left a Streamlabs message saying that Audi is killing it. Henry Clark is down over 90 pounds and 60 in just in the past year, under 220 for the first time since elementary school.
Wow.
Oh, good going, man.
Hopefully even lighter after this colonoscopy prep that I'm having to do. I killed for some food right now. Yeah, you know, colonoscopy
That'll do
clean you
that,
right
yeah.
out, make you feel.
I'll clean you right out.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, you know, like the prep. You don't feel great after going through the whole process.
No,
But
I haven't done it yet. I say yet because it's coming.
well, I mean, we're getting to we are at the age now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you should
I'm
do it
turning
every-
40 in 1
every-
month, so
Yeah, I gotta go and I should probably get one soon here. I think
Well-
last time I got one was
I would just say, man,
2020,
live stream it.
21. Exactly.
I can't wait for that thumbnail.
Yeah, it's just just a part of doing it. You know, it's not a great experience, but I found out recently that someone that I graduated with, you know, like had colon cancer, and was like, everyone should get this
Yep.
done. You know,
I mean-
like don't screw around.
My issue was, like I mentioned, I got liver disease last year, and I hadn't gone to the doctor in 3 years. It wasn't that long, but I felt okay. And then one day I didn't feel okay anymore. And I went to the doctor and they were like, oh my God, like your blood pressure is like sky high. And like, you know, your liver values are out of control. Like what happened? And I was like, I don't know. Taco Bell. And like, it was scary, even though like, obviously cancer is very serious. But yeah, I'm just at the age now where like, I got to start taking care of myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't skimp out of that. Go to the doctor at least once a year.
It might not sound fun, but you know, the alternatives are less fun.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, it's what you need to do.
Yep.
I mean,
And it
just,
becomes,
you know, do whatever you can to get as much like physical activity in, you know, like, I mean, for me, it's like, I work out here. Like I have like a,
I have to go to the gym. Like I'm a gym fiend.
I mean, I could, but and I do have a Planet Fitness membership.
Yeah.
But I did try to cancel it, but they make it come in to cancel it, which is, you know, it's just a way of like making it so that people don't go and
Yeah.
they could just like keep on collecting that $10 a month. But I mean, I have like a bench press and stuff here, and I've really gotten into like kettlebells a
Yeah.
lot. That's great for like home use. But like even just like like walking and like walking the dog is like do like at least one walk with her is like a mile and a half.
Yeah.
I can do that twice a day. Once or twice a day, like at least 5 to 6 times a week.
Yeah.
Like even just like that goes a long way.
It does.
There was also $5 from Bubba D. Matt. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I hope you all are having a good day. Spending my one day off watching the tubes cooking meatloaf for supper and cleaning all day. It's now that it's the weather is warm. It's time to do cleaning and housework. I had to trim some of the bushes out in the outback of the house today. Not fun. But meatloaf's good.
Sure is.
The musical artist and the food. There's also $2 from Hades Hot Gun. Thank you. Saying $2 to hear Audi's 2 cents on Gorgeous.
The movie? So that was later era. So that's a romantic action with Jackie, with Shukui. So I really like Gorgeous. I think it's very different from what you expect from him. Has an excellent theme song. But for Jackie fans, I think it's a little bit weird because for one reason, it's kind of like a weird romance with like, I don't know, like the girl's obviously very young and Jackie's older at that point. So I think that's kind of like a weird dynamic. And there's only really 2 good fights in it with Brad Allen, who passed away recently. So I really like it for those 2 fights, and I do like it for a kind of different take. He plays against character as well. He's kind of a slimy person in it, which he's only really done a few times. He also, in Dragons Forever, he plays a similar character. But yeah, it's good. I like the music a lot. I like the production value a lot, but it is kind of... There's the plot isn't like... I don't think the romance in it... surprisingly, maybe, I am also kind of like a fan of romantic movies. And I don't find the romance to necessarily be like well done. So I will, yeah, it's interesting. I guess it's best I can say. Was it worth the 2 cents you got? Did he actually send you 2 cents, or did he send you more?
No, $2.
Okay, good.
That was you providing the 2 cents.
Hey, man. Yeah, Gorgeous. Very different, but if you watched a lot of his movies, it's an interesting one. If that's the first one you watch, I think you would be left a little bit puzzled why he's popular.
But by the way, is Coury's? I'm looking at Coury's levels, and they are Coury's voice levels a little low.
I mean, people have not. Nobody's complained about it. I do want to say real quick that if anybody wants to hear Audi talk about like Kung Fu movies, I highly recommend the video that he did a long time ago on Digital Foundry on Sifu.
Yeah. Man, I remember that one.
Is it Shifu?
Yeah.
Is it like that's how I? But that's how I'd never really heard that out loud until the Live Alive remake.
Yes. Yeah.
They say Shifu.
Yeah. But yeah, Sifu was a real interesting take. It uses like so I remember with that review coming out, there was people really liked it because I got to talk about one of my other passions on video games, which is martial arts and martial arts cinema. And when that review came out, I mentioned that like the martial arts style they're using is based on Wing Chun, but it's not like, because I've studied that a little bit, and it's like there's elements of it, but I couldn't recognize the others. I was like, I think it's like a hybrid kind of thing where they made up some moves, or like just I'm not familiar with it. And people got very frustrated because in a YouTube video somewhere they had mentioned that the martial arts used in Sifu was by like the motion capture guy who's like French martial artist that made his own style, and I was like, well, I couldn't possibly know that.
Yeah.
Like, well, but fine. I mean, absolutely. But yeah, that's a great game if you're into Hong Kong cinema. It's very much based on it, obviously. And I haven't seen the Secret Levels episode. I haven't seen Secret Levels yet.
Have you even watched any of them?
No, I haven't seen any of them, but I do know they made
I haven't
like an
watched all
episode
of them.
based on it.
I was real annoyed with the Mega Man one.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen any, so.
The thing is, like, it in general, like, it's pretty cool, but it was like 6 minutes long, and like I feel like there had to be something more to it.
Okay.
And it's just like, I know it's like totally like petulant and stupid to like criticize, but I hated the fact that, you know, it kind of takes place where Dr. Wily is taking control of all these different robots, right? Like in the first one, but then he like mentions Metal Man, like, oh, Metal Man has gone off the grid. It's like Wily built Metal Man like after the events of it.
Metal Man was never Dr. Lights.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like that. It like just really annoyed me.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Just,
You know,
like they just like, oh, we gotta throw in somebody that you know people would know.
Would recognize, yeah.
yeah. The only two I watched was the Pac-Man and the Mega Man, and
I
like,
didn't watch Pac-Man.
huh?
I didn't watch Pac-Man. I watched.
I mean, it's
the real
weird,
thing.
but like
I thought it was good.
that new Pac-Man game is like based on it.
Yeah, that's right. I saw that. That's interesting.
I mean,
didn't
it's
realize talk about that
it's an
timeline.
interesting idea, but it's sure weird. But like I feel like the mix of games chosen for that is just like so strange and all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Well, they probably had to. Make
I mean,
the
yeah, they had to
decisions
do
to get.
They had to do stuff from
Yeah,
all
people to agree
eras,
to it.
but like I mean, you know, I have not played Shifu yet or Sifu or whatever we call it, but like I'm sure it's a great game. Like I have it, I want to play it. It looks really cool, but like there's just no way that game is going to have an impact on as much of the gaming audience in this era as something like Pac-Man or Mega Man had in their eras. So like I don't. It's sort of a strange thing. The thing that annoyed me most about the whole thing, I mean, this is probably just me being cynical, but like, you know, they were always advertising like groundbreaking stories. It's just like, oh, okay, sure.
Well, I mean, that's just like any trailer for anything you watch.
Yeah, everything is
It makes it seem
groundbreaking.
like it's like well, it's gonna be groundbreaking, or it's like, you know, the thing that everybody's been waiting for their entire life for.
And
mean-
it's definitely not.
Yeah, but I don't know. I thought the Unreal Tournament episode was really good, and I understand that like people really like the Warhammer one. Like fans really liked it.
I mean, I would have no context personally, like whether that was good or what.
But speaking of like that Shadow Labyrinth game, the Pac-Man game, there were some people talking recently that it takes place in some like weird like Namco timeline that connects to all these like really random games that they've released.
Really?
And like the first one is like Ace Combat 3.
But you mean, is it establishing this timeline, or is this like an existing concept of these like games being connected?
So it's a timeline. Let me see if I can find it here. It's the United Galaxy Space Force timeline, and it begins in 2040 with Ace Combat 3, continues with Cyber Sled, then Cyber Commando, then Burning Force, then
Oh, wow.
Galaxian.
This is canonically connected, huh? Supposedly.
Yeah, then Galaxian, then Galaga, then Bosconian, Gapless, Galaga 88, Blast Off, Final Blaster, Bounty Hounds, Attack of the Zolgear, Starblade,
The Namco Cinematic Universe.
the UGSF, Dig Dug 2, Baraduke. It's just kind of wild because it's almost like this. I don't know. It's like early Namco games, really. But it's just really weird that Ace Combat 3 is included on there. Does that mean that Ace Combat 3 is not actually part of
Yeah, like it.
the actual timeline of Ace Combat?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Apparently, Shadow Labyrinth takes place in the year 3333.
Okay.
It's funny that the earliest year is 2040. I mean, maybe all the other
Yeah.
Ace Combat games take place before 2040. Well, I mean, Ace Combat
yeah,
like takes place on its own like fictional planet, right? That's like basically Earth, but like is all like fictional like land masses and countries, right?
Right. And like pilots are like the rock stars of that world. Rock stars and other and all dogs are clip art. Dogs they don't move.
Yeah. I mean, how much does everyone miss the old Namco logo? Like, no one cares about the Bandai part of Bandai Namco. No one cares about that.
Just as a heads up, there's apparently a big storm incoming. Just so you know. If I disappear suddenly,
light storming here briefly today and supposedly tomorrow.
I saw Rears the Blood said that they got a pretty big storm in Indiana. So surely that's going to be tearing through here.
So have people been
But
mentioning
yeah.
their favorite Jackie Chan movies in the chat?
Arc Luna said that they have been doing a Jackie Chan watch all of his movies. Today I marathon through Gorgeous, Shanghai Noon, and Accidental Spy.
Accidental Spy, okay.
This music's pretty goofy. I really like the camera work in this though. Like it makes me think a lot of like kind of Luigi's Mansion in a way.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that might be a weird comparison to draw, but like I don't know. Like I just there's something just very simple about how it's all presented, and that's very appealing to me. You know,
Yeah.
It's not trying to overcomplicate like anything really.
Yeah.
Drunken Master 2, Project A.
Project A is great. Have you guys seen that one? Project A is a kind of pirate kung fu movie, like pirate as in Yar pirate.
Oh, okay.
So he's like part of the Marine Police, and he did the clock tower stunt in that movie, which is one of his most famous. I recently watched that with John for the first time too, or for him the first time, and he loved that one as well. So,
Wow, what's it called again?
Project A.
Project A. Okay.
So that's another great one.
Yeah,
The sequel is
Jackie
okay,
Chan
but
pirate in Hawaii. What?
Oh, it's just funny.
Oh,
The cutscene.
the golf. He golfed him out of there.
Well, he golfed him out with a broom. He said, I should clean this up.
Troy, I don't think I told you. So I finished Like a Dragon Gaiden,
Okay.
and now I've started Judgment.
No, you just can't stop.
I mean, I don't know if I should stop. Those games, they have a really weird way of, even if you're kind of like sick of it a little bit, the way that they end immediately makes you want to like go on to the next one or play another one. Audi, for reference, I played 5, 0, 6, and Gaiden this year.
all right. Well,
so
on
I'm
your way.
like,
Some of them pretty much back to back. I mean, it has to be because we're
Yeah.
not that far into the year.
yeah. I mean, I feel like if I really wanted to, I could probably do Judgment 2, and then Infinite Wealth, and I'd be like caught up, and then do the I don't know, like the I don't know if the new one is actually like connected in any way, or if it's just kind of a fun little side thing in the same way that like,
you should absolutely
and-
do it. I mean, I mean, presumably it takes place in Hawaii, which is where
right.
I
but
think Infinite Wealth takes place. So
it feels like it's something that they're just gonna reuse. They're just doing that because they could reuse some like a lot of the
I'm
assets.
sure, but I mean, obviously you're going to play it.
Yeah, but I might wait until.
Well, that's what
next
you
year
say
for
now.
that. That's what I say now. I mean, I haven't bought it yet, so I should finish the ones that I've actually bought.
Yeah, I think it's the only one I
But-
don't of those main ones anyway that I don't have.
Like I don't. I'm like 3 hours into Judgment, and I don't know yet. It's
I'm sure it's a
a
different
lot,
vibe.
it's a lot more of a detective type thing,
Right.
where you know he's like sneaking into places and getting like disguises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Definitely changes things up a bit.
Well, we'll see what kind of momentum you've got after that.
Yeah. So I feel like I do a lot of extra stuff, but I only do as much as I feel like doing. Like once I get kind of bored with it, then I'm just kind of okay going through and just mainlining the story. But for instance, Gaiden is generally considered to be like 12 hours or so. But I did all of the sub-stories except for 2. And it took me like 21 hours, I think. And it was actually pretty good because it refreshed me a ton on the stuff that happens in 7, which was the first one I played, but that was years ago now.
I see Zarf saying in all caps, "Hi, Audi!" Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Hello.
Do you know Zarf just Zarf?
It sounds familiar. I have to. I think it's part of Bubsy community, right?
Oh, okay. There was also, I see, a $5 super chat from 8-Bit Jake. Thank you. Saying, longtime watcher, and this game is awesome, but who is Audi? Really love having others on the stream, so keep up the great content. Audi
Well,
is just the man of the internet.
I guess so. I floated onto a beach and I was found by seagulls, and that's basically my life story.
He is a Norwegian who doesn't sound particularly Norwegian.
I can sound more like it if you want, but you wouldn't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth.
But I mean, you know, he's known for work with like DF Retro and other DF things, and game producer, and just have the lead producer of the famous hit game last year, Arzette, the Jewel of Fairmore.
And writer.
Lead writer and producer.
Damn straight.
And also the voice of the dirty old man in that game.
Yeah. But yes, this is
game.
also a game.
And that recently, just for people that are looking to get that physically and maybe miss the limited run, Clear River Games just released it internationally, right?
Yep. Yes. Sorry, I don't know why I shouted that. Yes. So Clear River put out a physical of ours at retail in Europe. So
Which I assume you could easily get on
very easily on
Amazon UK, probably. I found it very easy to import games from Amazon UK. You can probably get from, I imagine you'll be able to get from places like VGP as well. Yeah, I bet you can already order it there.
Probably. I'm not familiar with that. But definitely, if you want to check out Arzette, you missed out on the physical.
Coury and I also have voices in Arzette.
I was just about to mention, you guys are in it too.
All MLiG supporters should by RZ.
Yep. That was a
got that.
passion project that allowed me to have all my best friends in the game, and it was very, very heartwarming and fun to see it come together.
Yes,
And it was a big success. So
yes.
thanks to everyone.
Yeah, it really hit the
will
right
admit that
audience, and it just turned out so well.
I got the
so proud of everyone involved in that game.
I got the pink the CDI controller. But
Yeah.
I've never opened it.
I mean, that's something, right?
Yeah,
So
I
it
mean, I
works
don't
with
intend on really, like,
it works
I
with
wanna-
any Switch game. So it's not just an RZ controller. You can use that CDI controller on any game. Your favorite game can be played badly with our special controller.
You know, you were commenting as we've been at game stores. You said you've never seen RZ you've yet to see RZ in like a retro game store, and you know, I'm saying that's because
nobody wants to
people
get
are
rid of
keeping
it.
it.
Yeah. That could be. I mean, I don't have any reference for that, whether or not they're keeping it or not, but I have not seen it anywhere.
I mean, I bought the PS5 version digitally because it was like, I feel like it was like $9 or something like that, like a few months ago. I'm like, I'm just gonna buy it. Happy to support it in as many ways as possible. Like, I got the Switch version physically, but it's up here with like among my stuff that I've worked on or been in. I like the collector's edition, but I have it digitally, so I haven't never even opened it, which I think is fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
XTR
You know, like,
Risk
a lot
is
of the
asking,
stuff
why
that
is
I've-
this game so expensive? Because no one listened and bought it when it came out. And so,
So this game, you're talking about this game,
yeah,
right?
this game.
Yeah, so the thing was that like this game comes out at kind of the height of Jackie Mania, with like Rush Hour about to come out. Rumble in the Bronx had been theatrically in the US, I believe, kind of recut for the US market. And so this was made by Radical Entertainment. Do you know what Radical Entertainment made before this?
I don't.
They made Bebe's Kids on Super Nintendo.
Oh, no wonder they didn't have much of a reputation.
So yeah,
But
so
no one knew. No one was paying attention to that. Back
no,
then.
but
Like, who made this?
well, I mean, it's like the studio behind it. I don't think was like the largest studio with the most like marketing power or
Right.
or just influence. And I think a lot of people at this time, when you talked about 3D action games, and especially something like this, they were thinking a lot more in the lines of like, you know, Tekken and like these fighting games. And
Right.
this is much more, I would think, the game director of this, I think, is Galen Eika. He never did another game as far as I'm aware of. And I think his inspiration for this was very much like taking a Double Dragon type game.
Yeah.
And
But,
kinda-
I think like, you know, when people thought punching and kicking in this time, they thought one-on-one fighters.
Yeah.
But this kind of genre is so much more my thing than that personally.
And I think you look at this, and like graphically, it's nothing special, but it is very distinctive and also very reflective of Jackie. Like his kind of just the way he moves. Obviously, he's motion cap, but it complements the way he moves and his humor really well.
Yeah.
But when you looked at it then in magazines, and also EGM, I think gave it like 4 out of 10 or something.
Oh,
So it's one of
because
those
they're like,
games.
oh, too simple. This game's too simple.
So it's one of those games that like when it came out, people were just completely overlooked it. People who liked Jackie movies, I think, were primarily pretty happy with it. It's not a perfect game, but it is very fun and very different from other games on the system. Takes inspiration from like there's some Crash Bandicoot in here and stuff, like inspiration wise. But it is a fun merging of different genres. And I mean, for someone like me, for example, my friends like Tom and whatnot, loved it. We played it all the time, and got the references and got all this stuff. But I think from the magazine's point of view, it was just kind of like, you know, I remember one review I read was like, it's a kiddie game, and it was the era of that.
Oh
where it was
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
you
You know,
know.
everyone wanted. Everyone was so afraid of their video games making them look like kids.
Yeah, and it's just like, so now I think people are coming back to it. They're playing it, and it's like, hey, it's like there really is no good brawler on this. You know, your closest comparison mainstream wise, people can come in here and say like Panzer Bandit and stuff like that, but like mainstream wise, you had Fighting Force and games like this that I don't think scratches an itch of any kind. It just makes me more itchy. And it's, you know, you play something like this and it's just a fun pick up and play brawler with platforming. Fairly good responsive platforming. Controls are pretty spot on. They're fun, simple. Not too much in the way of like technical stuff like combos and whatnot. It just perfectly flows. It's a fun adventure.
Yeah, and the art style holds up crazy well too, because it's a lot of like simple shading and not a lot of like, you know, really pixelated PS1 textures.
Nope. Very little in the way of like warping and so yeah, it's just a game that like now when people can reevaluate it, I think they look at it and say like, okay, this is something I haven't played before. It's something that I don't find too much on the system, and
but it's expensive.
Oh my god,
it's expensive.
Yeah, we saw it today, and the reason I asked you, have you played this, and you were like, no.
Well, but I was familiar with it.
Yeah, because of your friends.
Oh, did you buy it?
No.
Oh, okay, you're playing this X Station, I assume, or Mister.
Yes, X Station.
I'm using the Video Game History Foundation's archive to look up reviews of this game.
Right.
Now.
It's probably a lot of like 6 out of 10 and 5 out of 10s, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at this issue of EGM. This come out in '99.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like a fairly late PS1 game, I guess.
Yeah.
She's down here.
I saw that there was another 2-hour super chat from Bubba D Matt. Thank you. Actually, I think I've missed a.
Scott Snyder has been.
Let's do Bubba D Matt since I already started, and then jump back. Saying any news Pixel FX will do something for the Saturn. I mean, we don't know anything behind the scenes. I mean, they do their blog posts where I think they talk about a lot of stuff they're planning. What I've heard about Saturn in the past is that because of like the extremely complicated multi-chip structure, there would probably have to be some degree of like emulation, like an FPGA emulating some portion of the hardware. I would assume one of like the VDP chips. So it could happen, but I you know, depending on how strict you are about what defines original hardware, it may not be, you know, maybe what you would hope. So I have no idea really what to expect on that. But before that was notification that Scott Snyder has been a member for 55 months in a row. That is so many months in a row. Saying, always great to see Audi on the stream.
Thank you.
How hard do you guys think it will be to get a Switch 2 at launch? Hopefully Nintendo can keep up with demand. I mean, you know, the rumors are that they've been building up the stock for some time. So, I mean, you know, I have never failed to get a system at launch when I wanted it at launch. You know, I know things can be crazy, especially with Nintendo stuff. People just go nuts. You know, I will definitely be nervous about it. I may likely lose sleep over it. But I'm at the same time, like, I will be shocked if I don't manage to get one day one. Like that's just me being optimistic, I guess. But you know, the first system I ever got day one was GBA, which, you know, obviously doing stuff like that was a totally different thing back then. But you know, I've got things I've gotten day one: GBA, GameCube, DS, DS Lite, DSi, Wii, well, PS4, I got a launch system, but FedEx was a day late delivering it, which was annoying. But technically, I did get it. You know, I functionally got it at launch.
Oh, you're talking about?
Yeah, well, I'm just going. I'm thinking through
right.
things that I got day one. Vita, I got Vita day one. I got 3DS day one. I got Xbox One X day one. I got PS5 day one. I got Series X day one. I got PS5 Pro day one, which was no challenge at all. So I mean, I've got fair number of things day one. Everything I wanted to get day one, I have gotten day one. So I would be shocked to see that streak end, but the unfortunate reality is that you're gonna have to put in the work to do it. You're gonna have to be paying attention. I mean, you just look at Wario 64 on whatever, whether it's on Discord or whatever social media you follow. Like, you can follow Wario 64 and he lets you know. That's basically what it comes down to is Wario 64.
On Wednesday, right? That's like the big stream.
The rumor is it's going to be a week after the Direct. So I hope that's true, because that's, going to be before I travel to your house. So I've been worried that it's like going to happen when I'm like traveling or something, but I hope the rumor, which I want to believe, says it's going to be, but who knows if we're going to have a set time. I mean, that's the worst thing. Like, sometimes they give you a date, but you don't have a set time, and it's just, it's a mess. Of course, if you do have a set time, it can be a mess then too.
Yeah, I just like been thinking a lot about how just like getting almost anything these days is like, it's not fun anymore.
It's work.
Like,
well,
it's not even work. It's more like just annoying.
Yes.
Like, it's like it's worse than work. I would rather, work at a job for whatever and have the ability to buy something than actually.
Well, we went to Micro Center today, and I. Here,
oh, cool.
I'll send it. I'll send it to you. I took a picture of the G-Force aisle, and it's just completely empty except for 5070s.
So that's so interesting, because after I went to Arcade Legacy the other day, we went to Micro Center, and they had like a ton.
Oh, really?
They had a ton of 5080s.
What, 5090?
No, 5090s, but they had a ton of 5080s.
Okay.
But I mean, if I was going to get one, I want the like the Founders Edition, because it's smaller.
Yeah. Oh, so they only have like aftermarket 5080s or like third-party 5080s?
Yeah, I mean, they had a ton of them now. But at the same time, it's like, I don't even know. It's starting to feel like, I don't know, like they had a lot of the AMD, like the, what is it? The 79.
I mean, it sounds like people actually like the AMD GPU this time.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I don't know really much about like how AMD like acceleration is for like creative software like Adobe. I don't know anything about that really.
Yeah, and you know what though? I've kind of felt like what I have is probably fine, and the improvements that I would see like in Premiere is probably like so small, mainly because of the age of the program.
Yeah. I mean, I like my 3090.
Yeah,
that's been good for Premiere.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I had a great experience working on that MacBook for that last episode. Like, I almost feel like I could do a lot more on that, just in general, if I wanted to. I guess I had never really explained it. So I got a MacBook Pro M3, 14-inch from a pawn shop a while back. And my whole segment on the last video on our channel was edited on that.
But your whole segment, I thought, was just the ending.
No, the whole
You
segment.
did the whole thing? Oh, I didn't realize that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it just like chewed right through it. It was.
And everything with like
pretty good.
the motion graphics templates that I made like worked just fine on, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it's just. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the Switch to like to finding out what the deal is going to be. I'm more nervous about the price because of tariffs and stuff. I think that's the number one thing that is scary.
I mean, I've barely thought about like I have no idea what it's going to be. Because I don't even know what a Switch is right now. I don't even remember
the Switch has
honestly
never
what
had
it
a price
launched
drop.
for.
The Switch has never had a price drop.
Okay, but I don't know. I still don't know. I have a
I think
Switch.
the OLED's 350.
Huh?
Isn't like the OLED like 350?
I think it's 350. Yeah. I don't know if is the base one like 300.
Yeah.
And then is the
But
what's the light? Is the
sell
light
like
like?
non-OLEDs anymore? I don't think they sell non-OLEDs anymore.
Oh, I think they do.
Really?
Do they not?
I mean, I don't know.
What was the light cost?
Probably $199, I bet.
Yeah, I've like never had any interest in the light. Damn. There was $10 super chat from EB Chill 2. Thank you. You might remember that name from DF streams as Eric Benoit.
Yes, I am very familiar.
Saying, does beating a game on Switch Virtual Card still count on backloggery? I mean, you can use your backloggery however the heck you want. You know, some people, a lot of people, count games that, you know, they played with friends or borrowed from friends and don't own themselves. I personally use it only to track games I actually own. But you know, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm a little confused about the virtual game card thing because, like, in terms of like your personal use, I mean, you can already install games to other additional Switches you own, but I think the difference is you can put it on a virtual game card and it will like stay on that system. Supposedly forever without having
I think the idea is
without
and,
having
kind of
for
the
it to
big thing
phone
is
home.
that- so if you're not, if your system that you're playing it on is not your primary system, it has to check in.
Yes.
It has to like, you know, connect to the internet and make sure that that system is okay to play it.
Too bad you can't put the
I think
Switch
the virtual
Online
game card
retro
will make
apps.
it so that it doesn't need to do that. If you have it lent to like another system,
Right.
Cool decision.
But then you
I
can
don't know.
load you can
I will
load it
wait
to a
until it
friend
happens, but
for
it sounds like a lot tougher like to deal with than what we currently have. But I mean, who knows? I will wait until it's like actually out to like see what it's
Yeah.
like. Because I mean, like my Switch Lite is the one that I always take because I just find it like a lot more portable.
Mhm.
And that one is my primary system because I mean I can't play it on the airplane if I don't. So.
But
Is it this? Okay, so the stuff like this, Audi, stuff like this will kill you with one hit.
Yeah, the
But you have the
buses
light-
and
light
trains
cover.
and stuff. Yeah, it's
But
very
yeah, I
very
mean,
realistic.
I don't have a lot of thoughts about the virtual game card thing because it just barely affects me. What I wish you could do, I wish you could put like this. Obviously, they wouldn't do it because it's based on a subscription, but I wish you could put like the Nintendo Switch like retro apps, like the Switch Online retro apps, like you know Super Nintendo or whatever. I wish you could do that because, like, sometimes if I'm traveling, I'm like, I don't know, I'll just play some Super Nintendo games or something.
Oh, so that doesn't work if you don't have
I think it has to. If you have not like loaded that app in a while, like I think it's like, oh, I don't know if you can play this. I'm not. I think I ran into that issue once. It was a while ago.
Even with, like on a home system.
But yeah, so I don't know. It barely affects me. So I don't know. I just haven't really thought about it. I mean, it sounds like it could potentially be a lot more useful for you because you actually do use multiple Switch systems, and you buy a lot more digital games than I do.
Yeah, but what I think will happen is I will use I'll just continue using my Switch as my portable system because now I barely take my OLED like out of the dock. I just feel like the light is a lot more easier to travel with, and I don't feel very concerned about anything happening to it.
Yeah, I just have no interest in the light. I see Kitty Ears saying I ran into that issue yesterday on the way back from Japan. So yeah, I guess that I'm pretty sure I was remembering right on that. That yeah, you like if it has not connected to the internet or you haven't loaded the app in a while, like without it being online, like you can't actually use it.
Especially if you want to log into it and play Romance of the Three Kingdoms 6. Now that it was recently added to the Nintendo Switch Online Super NES app.
And I imagine
Wall of Fire.
I imagine Kitty Ears is dealing with significant jet lag right now.
Yep.
Well, you remember when we came back from Japan and you were just like mid-afternoon, you were just like, your body just like ceased to move for like a week or two.
Yeah. It's way more severe than I was ever expecting. Look, this guy's name's Barney.
Yeah. How about it?
I mean, you know what's great about this is it doesn't seem that like it has any dialogue.
Well,
outside of that intro.
Well, I mean, there is actually a lot of voice.
So yeah,
that's pretty well done. But it doesn't like it's it happens during gameplay.
Oh, that's
and
cheap.
It's mostly just for flavor. You know, it's not like breaking up the action. You know.
No. It's a cheap hit. Damn.
Audi, I don't know if you played it, but last week I played this game called Rogue Flight.
Oh, I love that game. Yeah.
It's very, very good. You know, I almost got, I've almost have the platinum trophy in it.
Yeah, I mentioned that in our DF Audio Awards video because I really love the sound in that game.
Yeah.
That's done by Triant Pixel, and they remember they did all those themes on PS3.
Like Corn Love?
Okay,
yeah. Those.
Yeah, like True.
No.
True.
Yep.
Really? Wait, they did do Corn Love?
I believe they did that one. Yeah.
Oh,
they did
I was joking because that's the first thing I think of when I think of PS3.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's unexpected.
Yeah.
Very good game though. I mean, it's
wonderful game. Yeah. I was really impressed by it. It's like a Saturn era, like it feels like a Saturn game, but it's like evolved.
Yes, and you know, it's like a modern day like anime afterburner.
Yep.
I guess.
So great music, great sound, great gameplay. Like everyone should pick. I picked up the physical of it because it was released physically in Europe.
Yeah, I imported it, and I mean I didn't import it. It was just available like on Amazon, but I didn't realize I only got it recently because I didn't realize that it got a physical release there.
Yeah,
but I'm happy I did.
I see that 8-Bit Jake is a new member.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
But I played that last week, and I played, unfortunately named Drainus, which is really good. I don't like. I feel as though I have not played enough of Team Ladybug's games because they're like so good looking.
That's a unique looking
and I
engine.
really liked it.
Sandy, do
Drainus is
you
the
have
one
to go
that
pee?
has what's that?
I was asking Sandy if she has to go pee.
Has there been any other questions or about Jackie or comments or anything in the chat lately? Or
not a ton.
I can't see the chat too well from here. I see there's an @Audi from someone there, but I can't see the question from here. I'm sorry. I need my peepers. Elmo, it looks like.
Can you please ask Guy, what's the relationship between Audio and Rich from DF? Is it a Bubsy love-hate relationship?
What's the relationship between me and Rich? Ledbetter?
Yeah. I assume, yeah.
That old dirty bastard.
ODB.
The ODB himself. The OG ODB. Me and Rich? No, I mean, me and Rich love each other. I mean, I can't speak for him. He might sit there and seethe at his teeth right now, but like, I remember when I started working with John, hanging out with him, I didn't have much reference for DF stuff at the time. I hadn't watched it much. I was aware of like John's work, but DF in itself, I was like, it's not really my, it was certainly at that time, not really my forte of like graphical analysis and stuff, because it wasn't something I was super interested in. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't really like in tune with who his boss was. And it wasn't until we went to E3 2019, which was a wonderful time, that he was like, hey, I'm going to meet up with my boss, Rich. And I was like, okay, cool. It's like, just tag along. He's a fun guy. And of course, the Bubsy video was out at that point, and people's familiarity with me had exploded. But then when I asked a little bit more, he was like, oh yeah, Rich used to work for Mean Machines in Europe. Maybe you heard of it. And I was like, what? Richard Ledbetter?
The Richard Ledbetter?
Yeah, because I used to read Mean Machines, and Rich was by far my favorite writer. I felt like Rich understood games in a different way. He had a dry sense of humor, but I really enjoyed the fact that he wasn't someone that kind of... I used to read EGM, Game Pro. I work with James Milkey now, for example, so I love American classic game journalism as well. But I often felt that the character of the writer came first, and the game analysis came second. Right. Especially at a certain point in the 90s. But Rich was someone that I felt like always had a very staunch focus on just like the games themselves, even though I didn't always agree with it. So when I found out it was Rich, I was perplexed that I was going to actually meet someone that I was inspired by. Because I used to write for Destructoid and things like that, and I tried to have a somewhat similar tone in the sense that I might not be a funny person, but I tried to make my writing entertaining, but keep the focus on the actual content of what I'm writing about. And that's a Richard Ledbetter thing. Yeah. So
I mean, he always said like he never envisioned that there would be like a personality side of DF, but that's just like that became a part of the YouTube video business that you couldn't just like leave behind, you know. I will take a lot of responsibility and credit for DF getting more personality, because when I worked there and made DF Direct and things like that, well, yes,
it was it was an editing, but I could tell, for example, Richard is so funny, and he doesn't know it himself, and sometimes he does, but sometimes he's just not aware.
Yes.
So I always edited him in a certain way, which not always the nicest, but he was always a good sport. He liked it, and I think we just had a very good understanding of each other, and still do. So
yeah, I mean, Richard is very funny, like especially when it comes to things that he thinks is like kind of like a ridiculous endeavor, like things like unboxing stuff and stuff. Like
what's in the box?
Like disdain for it is like so amusingly plain on his face.
But he plays along with it.
He plays along with it, like, but yeah, like I mean, you look back at I think he's through DF Direct, I think he you know, he's really like, you know, just found how he can connect with the audience so much more because like I reference often that old ancient Digital Foundry video that's just Rich and Tom in like their old Eurogamer office.
Yeah.
And they you know, they do some pixel counting things because I don't often do pixel counting things, but every once in a while I'm like, you know, trying to figure something out, and I'm like, okay, what were their shortcuts to doing that easily? And I'm still really bad at it because I always like second guess my like, okay, like what actually is a stair step on this? I'm bad at it, but I reference that video often, and like Richard is almost a different person in that, like, you know, because he just hadn't really, you know, figured out like how he talks in that kind of environment. I mean, we all like kind of evolve our technique over time. I mean, I hate looking at my old videos, you know.
No, so I'm sorry if I break some illusions here, but no, me and Rich get along very well, very well. So it was a bit of design to make us look very antagonistic against each other. But on the private, we get along very well, especially when we talk like business and production, because we have very similar thoughts on how to execute on things. So great guy.
Henry Clark says, Audi, you and Rich's back and forth about Crazy Frog made me buy Crazy Frog Racing on PS2. I'll never forgive you.
That's a great game. That's my favorite. Crazy Frog Racer 1 and 2.
Hardcore wants to know, how's that B&O AV5 working out for you? Is that the CDI?
That's the CDI TV.
Well, it's working out for John Linneman.
Well, he has it. But every time I see it, I mean,
yeah.
Let's say it this way: I no longer need a prescription to my Viagra. It is all taken care of.
I've seen this.
You've seen the effects of that, yes. I know.
It is. I played. Was it Merlin Racing for the Nuon?
Yeah.
I played that on Audi's CDI Bang & Olufsen, and let me tell you that for those who don't know, and like I don't know if there's really a whole lot online. That, by the way, that fan spinning effect is like amazing. I don't know how clearly anything online shows this, but the CD goes into the top of the frame on this, you know, and Bang & Olufsen TVs have these like super just art. They are art, you know, artistically designed frames. And the CD itself, like, actually protrudes on either side of its enclosure. So you actually see the CD spinning, like, freely in the air, like, not completely enclosed. And it is bonkers looking. But, man, let me tell you, those Bang & Olufsens,
They're pretty banging.
they look so good. I want one so bad. Like, oh my gosh, the picture on them is just amazing. Like, it's kind of this middle ground between like an American consumer CRT and a PVM that like
Really
kind of hits
disappointed
that, huh?
I was just gonna say I'm really disappointed they gave you that plunger and you didn't even get to use it on anybody.
I know. I think there is an attack with it, but
Is Sandy high from Audi? No, Sandy loves Audi. She was playing with him big time before starting the stream.
yeah.
She was actually just staring at him a few moments ago, hoping he might play, but she wandered off.
We missed Zane's dad's super chat from earlier,
apologies.
saying Zane wanted me to ask Try if he's beat Fire and Ice on the NES. He's gotten into the game himself.
Oh, I have not. You know, I actually saw a copy of that today, which is, of course, very expensive. That game has always been expensive. I remember I discovered that game when I put an NES emulator on my PSP way back in the day. And I was like, whoa, this game is really good. I really want it, and discovered like, even like back in like 2005, 2006. It was very expensive already.
Come on.
So yeah, I've not really put much time into it, but I like it. I do like it.
Speaking of that, though, do you want to like let us know what you got when you went to like different stores these last couple days?
Yeah, sure. Let me grab.
I was telling when he was grabbing that, I was telling these guys before the stream that I went through a whole bunch of stuff and got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. Took it in and traded it in, and just stuff that maybe I had 2 versions of it, or things that I don't. There's a lot of stuff that I have that I don't feel very compelled to ever check out, and I feel like that I will not live long enough to like play a lot of this stuff. So I'm trying to refocus like on the stuff that I buy on stuff that matters to me.
Right.
I really didn't buy very much at all, actually.
I am gearing up for Hyperduel. Maybe I will get that because I don't mind trading in a bunch of stuff so that I can get one big thing, the thing that I like legit want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get a whole lot. I got the first 2 things I got were Tetris Plus for the Game Boy, just because I kind of caught a bug last year to like want to get the different Tetris versions for original Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I also got the Japanese version of Crash Team Racing, just because like it was there and it was cheap, and like I tried that game the other month and actually really liked it. And the Japanese artwork is like so weird. Like have you ever looked up like the box art for like Japanese Crash Bandicoot? Like it's a very different art style. And so I saw this, I loved the cover. And so I'm like, yeah, why not get that version instead? And then I got a really good price on, guess what? It's Mr. Do for the Super Nintendo.
Isn't there like multiple games on there? Is it like Mr. Do and something else on there?
I honestly don't know. I just know that Drum, who is a big fan of Mr. Do, thought the Super Nintendo version was a really good version of it. So,
okay.
But it's like it's normally $40, and it was like $32 at this one store. So, I took that. I also got just because just mainly to have more games to use with the Neo Geo Pocket adapter for the Analog Pocket here. I got this is actually the first time I even tested the adapter for it, because I've only got I think 2.
Is it Neo Turf Masters?
I have Neo Turf Masters and Metal Slug First Mission.
Okay, so you just that's what you had previously.
That's why I previously I got Pac-Man just because it was cheap. I mean, it seems like a good version of Pac-Man actually. So, are you going to go drink water, Sandy? What are you barking? Sometimes she announces when she's going to go drink some water. Yeah. Okay. There was, I mean, they were willing to give me a good deal. There was a Metal Slug Second Mission that they were willing to like go down to like 110 for me. But I decided I just couldn't do it because I mean, I have it on that Neo Geo Pocket Color
And
Select.
those collections are pretty good.
They're pretty good. The only problem with them is that the scaling is kind of the scaling is like so freeform that it's a little bit tough to like actually like dial it in exactly right. But they are pretty good. So yeah, I just kind of thought it was a little hard to justify. I do want it though, so I said, who knows? Maybe it'll still be there the next time I come. And then I only bought 2 games today. I got Point Blank for PS1, which was the last Point Blank game I needed.
Okay.
And I got the GameCube version of From Russia with Love, which you remember I when I did that stream where I just
that's in my bin. You could have just had it for free.
Huh?
That exact version is in my bin of like my get rid of bin.
Oh, you shouldn't though.
Listen. I do not care about playing it.
Well,
I just don't care. Like it's kind of.
I think it's a pretty neat game.
And if I do want to play it, I'll just play it on. I don't need the disc to play it.
All right. But I had no idea that was in your bin. But anyway, you remember I that was one of the games that I just like randomly booted up on original Xbox. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty into it. Yeah, you want to come up here? I'm pretty into it, but the frame rate on Xbox was not great, and like not like to the point it wouldn't make me want to play it, but I kind of did a little bit of research, and it seems like the GameCube version has by far the most like consistent 60 FPS of the different versions. So I just kind of had it on my mind that I kind of wanted it. But yeah, I did not know you had that.
Yeah, like a lot of the stuff I got rid of. I mean, like I don't really care too much about like I kept GoldenEye, but I think that I traded in like the like several of the other James Bond games.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bit even though I've not actually played through all that many of them, I do have like kind of a curiosity and affinity for Bond games.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know that eventually I'm going to hit a point where I ran out of space anyways, and I'd rather just, like maybe once a year, like every spring I will go through and like kind of just pick out some stuff that I don't think that I will ever have any use for. And we've talked about a lot just since doing the channel that, we buy a lot of stuff because we don't know if we might, it might be kind of interesting or we might need it for something like that. But I've really been feeling that I've like really lost the plot on that. Mm-hmm. Like I just went too far with it, and I'd rather just.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Be a bit more like conservative with the stuff that I.
Yeah, well, hey, look, I've probably made a number of mistakes in what I've bought for like the Switch and PS4 especially, I would say, and we don't know. The rumor is that Switch 2 cases are going to be bigger than Switch 1 cases.
Hope not. I don't know why they'd ever do that.
I hope they're at the very least not thicker, right? But
yeah.
like I'm close to out of room like on the shelf that Switch games are currently on, right? So
yeah.
But I told you a while back, like I've got a little, at the current pace, I probably have like a year to 2 years worth of space left on the shelf that has PS4 and PS5 on it. But I've kind of thought like what if I just challenged myself to letting the PS4, PS5 games like never expand beyond that shelf, and like I'll look at that shelf and be like, oh, well, I end up buying 2 versions of this game, or, why on earth did I buy this game? I really don't have interest. Like I've thought about like, well, maybe I could like, just challenge myself. Like if I'm going to add something to this shelf, like I have to get rid of something. And that would whittle down like that PS4, PS5 to stuff that like I actually want to play.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be an interesting goal, for sure.
But I don't know if I could do that for Switch because I'm pretty. I love that spinning fan. I don't know if I could do that for Switch because it's pretty close as it is. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I've definitely slowed down on Switch in the past year plus. Mostly because Switch has slowed down.
Like that barrel. I like the way that it slowly expanded. Oh, you can slap them about with a large trout.
Yep.
That's like the old like IRC command, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that based on like Monty Python or something?
I think
I
there's a
feel
funny
like
weapon, yeah.
Something I saw like on IRC a whole bunch like back in the day. Getting slapped about with a large trout. I see Ark Luna saying that we should have the MLiG eBay store, and really I had these, I had a big shipping box worth of stuff, and I was like, I don't have the time nor the patience to.
I mean that's how that's how local game stores get their business, is because they have the capability to sell directly to the customer, whereas like regular people just don't have the bandwidth for it, right? You can put so much effort into trying to get the most money out of it, but like it can really take a lot of time and effort to like go through a large group of stuff like that,
And they gave me a good deal. They gave me like I ended up with quite a bit of money in my pocket. Plus, I walked out of there with a perfectly like mint copy of Suikoden 2.
And ultimately, you have supported your local game store.
Yes. I mean, I almost got enough that I could actually buy a C4 if I wanted.
Oh yeah.
If I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
I mean, you kind of want you want to.
I'm unhappy with my GX purchase because of the large streaks.
I mean, it was what, $400, but still, yes.
$600.
Yeah.
But I had some Christmas cash I used with it too, so it was $400 out of my pocket for a 65-inch GX. But it's got these big streaks on it that you don't see most of the time, but like certain colors, it's like I'll reserve. I think that it's like it's constantly annoying me, and I'll be really curious to see what you think of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, see, I remember you were like kind of confused, like by how annoyed I was by the streaks that formed on my C7.
Well, I mean, you.
But
said
now you get
are
it.
Smaller. I'd be real curious to see when you see mine if you feel it's worse.
Right. Yeah. I'm curious to see as well. But I mean, you've been like, I assume primarily playing, like you played Split Fiction on it. You played. I assume you've been playing all these Yakuza games. You've been marathoning. I assume.
Yeah, but it's just you see it like on the PS5 dashboard, all this other stuff. It's just, I don't know.
Do you see it on the Switch dashboard? Like, I bet that solid gray.
Yep, it's there too.
For me,
we'll see. I might just like wait for it a little bit. Like I'm, like since the C5 is going to be out, like maybe I'll just wait a little bit longer. I don't know. I understand that the viewing angles are. Apparently, it has the C4 is viewing like terrible viewing angles, but it's not like I'm watching it from like off to the side.
Yeah, I
can move it
that bad.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's any worse than like what I've had recently.
Yeah. What are you doing?
You know, like what I've had like between my C8 and stuff. I don't know, but I actually just might end up waiting because right now, like, I don't know. I feel like everything's so uncertain right now that I don't want to. I don't want to do anything. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
Good thing my nose is broken.
I mean, I'm unhappy with the picture on that GX, but I can deal with it.
I'm curious for me, like on the C7, like if it was just like a stationary screen, it was relatively difficult for me to see it unless it was like a really solid color. But like it was like when something was in motion was when it became really noticeable for me.
Right.
Like, you know, something
Yeah,
about
I mean,
the
that's
way
how it
my
is here.
eyes
Like,
would
I'll show
track
you.
across it.
And it's not like, yes, I mean, it's just you see it like on certain colors. If the picture's bright, it's you won't notice it at all.
Yeah.
It's just like if it's like a darker brown or a gray, it's just these fat columns of alternating brightness that fade into each other, like almost to like the middle of the screen.
I see that Jersey 117 has been a member for 34 months in a row. And says, did you guys watch Bob's video on the C4? I did. Do you get into all that scaling for older video content? I want to. And this is actually something I've talked about with Bob a fair bit. And like, I'm actually kind of anticipating his upcoming like BFI video because I want to, I want to, he really raves about how good BFI looks for 24 hertz content, like making it look much more like a film projector. And I'm really curious because, you know, if that doesn't look annoying or anything, then, you know, I feel that could also be adapted with some workarounds potentially for 30 FPS games, which could potentially be interesting. But I'm unsure if it would work or what I would think of it. So I kind of want to take some of the information from his like two recent videos on that kind of stuff, including the C4 video and whatever he's doing with the BFI video he's been talking about. I've actually like that's actually something that I would like to like experiment with a bit more soon. But I've really not done a lot with it. The only thing I've really done is, you know, like when Drum comes over for movie night, you know, we often watch like some like pretty dang obscure like horror movies and stuff like that. There's no like clear there's nowhere you can stream it from, and you know, might go rummaging around the internet to try to find it, and you know, we were unable to find a satisfactory quality thing. And you know, so sometimes I'll just like take that and like pre-scale it real hard on the RetroTink and add some scan lines to just, it doesn't actually help that much because that kind of stuff is so heavily macro blocked. It looks, it you know, it doesn't help that much, but it helps maybe a little. Just try to blur it as much as you can, like, you know, make it look like a bad TV broadcast, but it still doesn't quite hide like the most egregious macro blocking. I did do it with like a DVD recently. But yeah, I've not gotten like hardcore into that, like especially to the point where like Bob is like making like custom mode lines with like you know, very specific refresh rates set by VRR and stuff like that. I'm very interested in it, but I I've not delved that deep into it. I know Coury's not really terribly interested in getting that deep either. I mean, I want to, but like I've not put the time into figuring it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to as well, but I don't know. Here and there, you know, I would like to re-record or re-digitize some of my old like home movies and stuff.
Well, and Bob has a great video about doing that, and I've referenced it before as well. And however, like I don't, what we're talking about, I don't think really has anything to do with how you should do digitization. It's more like for viewing. I mean, there might be some interesting things regarding digitization, but
yeah. I saw that Hardcore in the chat said mentioned the morph, and we both pre-ordered the analog expansion for it.
Right. You know, I mean, I've heard like someone.
It's been, you know, it's like been a long time in the making. So
yeah, I mean, you know, people left some, like I've heard there was like some comment on I want to say it was like the M Classic video or something. And someone's like, they covered this but not the morph. Very suspicious. Like, you know, there's like something up with that. You know, maybe they have some agreement with Mike that they can't cover it. It's like, come on. the reason. The main reason we have not like really like we've shown the morph lightly in some videos, but the main reason we haven't like done an all-in morph video is like it you know, it hasn't really felt complete.
Yeah.
And you know, I think the analog bridge is, you know, that's going to be the point where, you know, it really feels like, you know, a more complete thing that we can like actually kind of do something more with, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, we felt that like doing like a video like too soon, like even if we were to just assess it based on the HDMI only aspect, like early on, it just felt like the firmware just wasn't fleshed out
so long too.
in the way it needed to be. Yeah, like, but you were collecting like the clapboards are extra lives, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you've been collecting. I noticed that your number went way up, so I think you're in a good spot here for hopefully not dying out. Yeah, this scene keeps going. But yeah. So I mean, I was going to do something else, but I feel like I need more time to evaluate it. So, I think the next, in fact, I already started a bit. The next thing I do is going to be just a video about like the features that the Retrode 4K CE doesn't have, and you know my assessment on what that limitation really means and who that matters for and who it doesn't matter for. You know, the missing features on the CE. So anyway, and then, you know, depending on when the analog bridge is in our hands, and, you know, how kind of learning what you can do with the morph in a more complete form, you know, depending on how that goes, you know, hopefully it won't be too terribly long before we'll actually, you know, kind of have something a bit to say on the morph.
Yeah. It'll be interesting because, you know, like the analog bridge has been in the works for a long time, but there's a lot of stuff that it needs to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you know, overall, I think it will still be less than. I think the overall cost will still be less than a RetroTing 4K CE. So it's not like it has to match the RetroTing 4K feature for feature to, potentially have it, have its value for, people who want whatever features it offers, or don't care about what features it lacks, or if the price is a fair a fair match for what it has and what it doesn't, right? So, and I honestly I have no idea yet. I have no idea yet. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting because I mean, like just having the HDMI before that, like it has its uses, but I think that it feels certainly less exciting just having that. And so,
yeah,
I don't know. Oh,
so
do that
we'll
train to
see.
stick on both those guys.
I'm kind of excited to see what I'm excited to see what comes of that as a full product.
What is Shinjon? I can't see from here. I see my
Shadow
name.
Mount?
Shinjon said, I'd be interested in Audi's opinions on Kung Fu Hustle and Ong Bak.
Ongbak, yeah. So Kung Fu Hustle is really good. That's a Stephen Chow movie. It's like it's kind of like a celebration of Kung Fu movies at that time. It's now like 15 years old, so but it has Sammo Hung and has all these classic. It's real good. It's very funny. I'm not a big Stephen Chow fan in general. I think Shaolin Soccer and Hustle is pretty good. But mostly I'm not a huge fan of him. But I do like Kung Fu Hustle. Ong Bak, it's not Hong Kong action. It's a Thai, like Muay Thai action movie that came out. I really liked it. I mean, when that came out, it was like insane. It was kind of like a new era of action movies. And
yeah.
The other one, the English name was The Protector, the follow-up, where he has to save the elephant. And
right.
It's basically like Final Fight, the movie. It's just like walking down streets and beating up people with like amazing martial arts.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and then Ong Bak 2 came out, and it was pretty bad. So I haven't really seen Tony Jaa's like stuff with... I know he did like a movie with Scott Adkins recently and Dolph Lundgren. So he's still around, but I think he kind of lost a little bit of his steam. But I really enjoyed Ong Bak at the time. Now it's still incredibly impressive because like the stunt work and stuff from those guys were just like insane. They had no regard for safety in any way, and just like Thai stuntmen who just literally threw themselves under trucks and stuff.
Wow.
With no regard. So it's very cool to see at the time, but I saw it actually... I saw Ong Bak not super long ago. I'd like to say it was last year, but maybe it was 2 years ago. And my taste has changed a little bit as I got older, and I felt it was a little bit too... So I love action. I love martial arts. But I'm not a huge fan of like extreme violence and like bone breaking and kind of... I hate the UFC, for example, because
arm broken.
Yeah.
And the bone come out of the
right,
arm.
stuff like that, and just like sheer like brutality, and like I said, like UFC and stuff is just for me just like
Oh yeah.
it's not interesting. It's just people.
I don't understand.
Right.
You know.
I can appreciate kind of like the athleticism of it. I like UFC, but I rather I love professional wrestling because it's it's action.
It's for fun. It's purely for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can't even begin to understand what the appeal where does a human get the idea that like, oh yeah, I wanna play a sport where I punch another guy and he punches me. Like what?
Well,
Why?
sport is competition, and like martial arts, like UFC and whatnot.
I don't have much of a competitive bone in my body. Also, congrats on being that level. That one seemed like an ordeal.
Yeah, the sewers are always tough. But yeah, so I still enjoy Ong Bak a lot. I still like watching. I'm not saying like that I can't watch it or anything. It's just my my enjoyment of it has changed a little bit over the years, and now I'm much more into Yunbyu and Samhong and this kind of like I like action, but I don't like brutality. So not in that sense, at least. When it's so realistic, it's one thing if I watch like an 80s action movie and it's like Commando or something, it's just ridiculous. That I can enjoy for its ridiculousness, but I don't like when the idea is just like, oh, it's gonna feel like you're breaking your bones. It's like, yeah, shit. So
before we get to Shadow Mask's super chat, Zarf was asking, does Audi like Kung Pao Enter the Fist or hate it? It seems to be binary.
Okay.
First of all, I'm, you know, I have not seen this. I have no opinion. But for me personally, I find that when people say like, oh, this is love it or hate it, that's like exactly when I'm like, you know, those are always things I don't have strong opinions.
Okay, so Kung Pao is really funny up until a point. Like when it's doing its core premise of taking like an old, I think it's like, it's not Jimmy Wang Yu, but I forget who the actor is that is in it. But like, just like, it's so funny when they do the whole like splicing in, I forget his Bob, whatever, into that footage, and like Betty and all these things. It's really funny. And then
you know what? Now that you're saying this, I think I have seen it.
You probably have. And then it gets to the whole like tongue thing and like the thumb war stuff that he was doing.
Okay,
like,
yes, I've seen this.
Right, and then,
I've seen this.
or the cow stuff, and it's just like that's the least funny stuff to me. It's just when it starts going overindulgent in its own humor, it's not funny.
I think I liked it back then, but I think I would hate it now.
That's a whole lot of nuts. It's very funny.
Oh, okay, yes, I remember that.
You're falling. I'm falling.
I think I would hate it now.
A whale.
I did like it back then.
Yeah. I mean, it's still funny, but it's just like the things that people remembered of it. Like, did you see him fight the cow? And it's like, yes, I did, and I am not amused. But when it's just
amused,
yes. You can leave the room now. But when it's actually just the core premise of it, it's really funny. I love the bad guy. You can call me Betty. So,
there was
what's that one movie? Speaking like you're talking about brutality, but like what's the one movie with it's very like Fist of the North Star-esque, where the guy like essentially it's the one where he like the one guy gets punched and it like puts like a huge hole in him and he like
you're talking about Ricky O.
What is it?
Ricky O.
Yes.
So a couple of years ago, there was a Blu-ray release of that where I did the commentary.
Oh, really?
Yep.
My friend Chris and I used to like laugh so much about it because that's where he like rips out his own intestines, right? And trying to
yeah. It's that Ricky O, based on the manga. Very strange film, but has Yukari Oshima in it, which not too often you get to see her do her stuff. And yeah,
this is so cool. It just has like random like transition scenes like that where he just falls through the roof. You know, like man, there's just this is like a really well like just like directed game. I feel like just the flow of the level design and you know. I really like how this comes together. There was a notification that Shadow Mask has been a member for 41 months in a row, saying Audi and John's VO work for the Macross fan dub on PS1 was great. I hope that we actually get to play that sometime. There hasn't been any info in a while.
I think they're still working on it. I love working with Burnt Ends and that team. So yeah, I've done actually quite a few voiceovers.
Mr. Bulk Slash is what we call him around
Mr.
here.
Bulk Slash.
Mr. Bulk Slash.
Strangely enough, despite the fact that I have one tone and one facial expression, I've actually been doing a lot of voice work.
You've got your old man.
That's true.
That's a different tone. That is a tone of its own.
That's true. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot more voice work, officially and unofficially, like that one. I appreciate that you liked it. Macross was fun. I also was... So I remember recording that, and it was also... I think they released an anime, like the OVA or something of it, where I was in it. Same role. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know how, but I've been doing a lot more voices recently, and I just recorded a couple other official games recently, and then I've been doing a lot of audio commentaries for these new Blu-rays from Vinegar Syndrome, and
you're in the Street Fighter documentary.
So you've actually got like a relationship with Jeff Vinegar Syndrome?
Yeah.
Like, because
Oh, I had no idea. I thought you were
For
just
Oliver,
like the
like-
biggest fan.
no.
Vinegar Syndrome, they're doing like another like a expanded version of the Street Fighter.
It's out.
They're doing a new Challenger.
Yeah, so if you go to Vinegar Syndrome right now, there's not many copies left. And search for Here Comes the New Challenger. There's a
it's
new
available,
version
right?
of that Blu-ray with a new commentary track and some new extras with me on it. The commentary track on that is by me and John Linman.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Yeah, that was really fun. It was great. But yeah, I worked with Vinegar Syndrome quite a bit.
Yeah, I did not know. Yeah. Every time, well, at least the past 2 times Audi has visited, I end up buying Vinegar Syndrome movies.
Great company.
He got me to buy the Miami Connection this morning, which I saw on streaming. But yeah, I actually didn't know that like the 4K Blu-ray was like still available.
Yeah, there's a few left of it.
I didn't realize that the new Challenger was already out. I'll have to ask, because I did
You did the
Blu-ray
offering
release.
for that.
for the first one. Yeah, I was supposed to do this one, but then I guess Vinegar Syndrome, they said they wanted to do it in house.
Yeah.
Wait, you
Which
did?
is
Corey did what for what?
The original Blu-ray release of Here Comes the New Challenger, Corey worked on that.
Oh, I remember now. I remember. So Vinegar Syndrome's going to do like their own mastering.
They already did.
It's already out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, if it's 4K, like that's like beyond the capabilities of what mortal man is allowed to have, because 4K mastering software is like
is that new one? Is that a
ludicrously
Blu-ray?
expensive.
Okay, so is that new one? Is it 4K then?
of which one? Here Comes the New Challenger?
Challenger?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not
okay.
It's not 4K. No.
Okay.
So, but it has a lot of new extras, including one that I think it's at least on there. Because I did record extensively about kind of the unofficial Street Fighter TV series in Korea, as well as the anime that came out that was unofficial, because you know I love bootlegs. And that was cut out of the original Blu-ray, but I think it was reinstated, or at least put in the extras for the Vinegar Syndrome version. So I was very excited about that.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, the audio commentary is through that entire movie, so it's 2.5 hours of John and I progressively drinking more and more, talking about Street Fighter. So enjoy that.
Tony Morrow wants to know, does Audi acknowledge the Forbidden Kingdom?
Forbidden Kingdom is the American-produced movie with Jet Li and Jackie together for the first time.
Oh.
It is not bad, but it was way past both of their peaks. It has some really neat effects and scenes, especially when Jackie and Jet are together. But it's one of those things where like Jackie and Jet have very different styles. Like, so Jackie is primarily like a Peking opera, very acrobatic, very kind of theatrical style of fighting, and Jet was never that. Like,
I don't know if I'm actually not sure if I've ever seen a Jet Li movie.
well, there's plenty of good
Never
ones.
see even the one.
The
one. Is
one,
actually pretty good
oh
movie.
my god. The one is amazing. It's the best Highlander movie ever made.
Exactly.
Even though Highlander 1 is amazing.
I mean, it's like a I don't know, like a weird I feel as though everything everywhere, everyone, everything all at once is like partially like inspired by it. I
It's-
feel
A little bit, yeah. I mean, Jackie was supposed to
just,
be
like,
in.
plot-wise.
Jackie was supposed to be in that
scenario-wise.
movie, and then they got what's his name? And
Hey Quan.
yeah,
I can't
Yeah.
remember his name. Short Round.
Short Round, yeah, who's a great martial artist.
Yeah, I mean, he was
You can-
incredible in that movie.
If you want to see him at a very young age, so you know I love Bloodsport. So
Yeah.
the bad guy from Bloodsport.
Oh yeah, I saw Bloodsport for the first time last year, and it was
incredible,
it blew
right?
me away. It's awesome.
It is the
It's
movie
like
that
what
made me
every like that's what what any Street Fighter movie should have been.
right. Even though Street
Better,
Fighter
like,
should
mess
not
with
be
the
anything
bad.
else than what it was.
It's
I
also
love
very
that
good, I
movie.
thought.
But yeah, the bad guy, Bolo Young, he did a lot of American movies after that. And one of them that he did was Roaring Fire, which has a very young Short Round as the main character. It has also music by Paul Herzog, who did the soundtrack to Bloodsport. So check that out.
Zarf was asking some interesting question. I don't off the top of my head, I'm not sure I have an answer for it, but do each of you have a movie that you would love to do a DVD commentary for?
If that's a great question because there's plenty since I've done many. So I can tell you a few. Well, I'll let you answer too. I don't want to take.
I mean,
over.
gosh, I don't even know what it would be like. I don't know, like, is there a movie that I feel qualified to do that for?
I don't know. Did you ever do commentaries for your own documentaries, the M2 or Analog Frontiers or anything
No,
like
we've
that?
never done audio commentary.
Should. I mean, those are fun.
If we ever release the audio, or if we ever release Analog Frontier,
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely intending to
we,
do audio
I think it'd be
commentary.
fun. To do
As long as you have an alternate one with me and John on it, that's fine.
that. That would be fun too. Or you get progressively more drunk.
Yes. Or just start off at its top.
Every audio commentary you guys do together should be like you get progressively more drunk.
So obviously for me that answer, so Bloodsport is my favorite movie and like I would love to have done it. There was a 4K release of it recently which you should pick up. And I tried to do that one. I tried to contact the company and because I did there was a company called 88 Films. They're still around, great people. They did a ton of re-releases for Van Damme movies on Blu-ray. And I did most of the commentaries for those. And that was a lot of fun and good response from fans and stuff. So I really wanted to do Bloodsport, but they ended up not including any, as far as I know. So that's one. I really... There's a lot of Japanese films that I think I could do a lot of help with. And Hong Kong action in general, I find that often there's Frank Zhang is incredible. He does a lot of them now, so I wouldn't be any better than him. Far from it. But there are often commentaries where I find that the commentators watch the movie for the first time and just kind of like react to it, which I don't think an audio commentary should be. I think it should be researched. I think it should be presented.
Yeah.
And I think
See,
What
that's
if they're
why I'm
both?
not sure if I have an
Would that be
answer.
okay if they're both?
That's why I'm not sure
Or
I
you
have
think
an
it's a
answer.
waste of time?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have an answer because like I just don't know if there's like a movie that like I feel that qualified to talk about. You know, I really don't know if there is.
I can tell you a story about a commentary that I did that never got released, and it's many years ago. There was a Swedish DVD label that licensed to do Mortal Kombat in Europe, the original Mortal Kombat movie. And one of the kind of offers for that disc was a friend of mine, and he was just like, "Do you want to do the commentary for this? It has to be in English, but you can speak English well enough that I think, we could have you." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a fun movie." And I did a lot of research and talked to Robin Show, and I did so much stuff for it. Recorded it, and I remember when I was done, I went up to Stockholm to record it. I'm a very quiet person in real life. And so my friend was not used to me being able to speak at length. So he was very nervous about me doing this. He was like, maybe you shouldn't do it. because I don't want you to sit there and just kind of be quiet for an hour and a half and say like 2 things. I was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. So I remember when I was done with it, I got a standing ovation from the studio room, which was very nice. And but it never came out because they went bankrupt before the movie could even be released. So I always wished that came out, but it was that was in 2009, I like to say. It was way before I had any sort of presence. So it was probably better it didn't come out, honestly. But I did a very good job on it.
There was a super chat from our good friend Jonathan Henson, by the way, saying just bought that Street Fighter dock from Vinegar Syndrome.
Oh, thanks. Awesome.
Tell them Audi sent you.
Yeah, please do. Leave a comment and say more commentaries with that Audi guy.
There were a couple of people asking what you thought of the like the GBA Jackie Chan game and the fighting game.
Okay, so the GBA game, there's 2. There's 80 Days Around the World, which I'm pretty sure that's
I think they're talking about
what they're talking
Chan's,
about.
Adventures of Jackie Chan Adventures of whatever.
So I should mention probably though that like back in the day, and I think it's still up. I wrote an article for Hardcore Gaming about every Jackie Chan game ever made.
So yes, he has played.
So if you wanted to know my kind of in-depth opinion on these games, you can go there, and they should all still be up. But so the GBA Jackie Chan Adventures is okay. It's a brawler. It's a little bit basic. It kind of clearly made quickly on a low budget, but it does look nice, and I actually like that cartoon quite a bit back in the day. So yeah, I can't complain. It was fun.
You're also being asked what other martial arts movies you recommend from Vinegar Syndrome.
For Vinegar Syndrome,
Like anything up there right now that you recommend?
I don't know what's up there anymore. Like
Because you buy them when they come out.
I sure do.
Didn't they do like they do like a Cannibal Holocaust one?
Yes, my favorite martial arts movie, Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh, look at that! Look at that helicopter!
Yeah.
Man, all the spinning stuff in this game looks great.
So, Undefeatable is up there. It's a fun Godfrey Ho movie.
Which Audi talked me into buying last time.
Yeah,
Very
that's-
good. Oh, the number one movie you gotta get on there though is New York Ninja.
Yeah, that's with John Liu. That was
Wait.
an unreleased movie.
Yes, but the story behind it is amazing. So there's Vinegar Syndrome put together. They came into possession of these reels of an unfinished ninja film. They had no script. They had no
sounds.
audio track.
Yep.
And I think they only had like a vague synopsis.
Yep.
So they made a finished movie from all this footage, like wrote a script.
Dagger?
It's like it is absolutely bonkers. Like it's definitely like don't watch this if expecting like, you know, a great movie. Like watch it if you are into like really goofy, bizarre, like, ninja martial arts action films that will make you laugh.
Yeah.
Like it is, but the stuff that they get into in that movie is like the stunts are actually kind of,
They're insane.
they are they pulled off some really,
Because they were just stealing shots. So yeah, like you said, that's the movie. It's with John Liu, who he was in Wu-Tang Magic Kick most famously. He was someone that could like kick over his head and keep his foot up for a long time. That was kind of his trademark. And he went to the U.S. to make that movie and couldn't finish it. Yeah, that's on Vinegar Syndrome. And the fun thing about that one is that Cynthia Rothrock and Don Dragon Wilson, these people are actually voices in it.
yes.
And anything, so
It's got that very like campy dub quality to it,
yeah,
intentionally.
intentionally.
But like, it's
I don't think Don Wilson can do anything other than be stilted, but that's my personal opinion coming out. So I think the other question was about the arcade games. I talked to you a little bit about this earlier. So there are 2 arcade games with Jackie that are digitized fighters, Mortal Kombat style. with made by Conical. And those are actually quite good. They're strangely violent for a Jackie product at the time. He was very strict about violence in his films, not being excessive and such. But these games are pretty bloody, pretty vicious at times. And they're not bad. They were, for the longest time, couldn't be emulated, so they were kind of unknown. And when I made the article I talked about hardcore gaming, I actually tracked down one of the digitized actors in it. His name is Torsten Nickel. And he's also in Thunderbolt, the racing Jackie Chan movie that he made after Rumble in the Bronx. So you can see the Conoco logo in that film a lot on Jackie's racing suit. And that's because they were sponsoring that movie while making that game.
Interesting.
So those are cool. Yeah, I think they're kind of played competitively a little bit now.
Oh, wow.
So they've kind of gotten their own fan base, but they're not bad games whatsoever. They're cool.
He's probably said that many times, but you'd love it when here we go. It's just kind of hilarious, actually. I think in our conversation earlier, which is very much what I assumed, like Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu, the NES and PC Engine game, and this Jackie Chan Stuntmaster are the best Jackie Chan games. That's right. Am I right? You would say that's accurate?
Yeah, they're the best playing ones. I would probably say this is the best Jackie Chan game because it's like quite literally.
Well, yeah, it's the one that feels the most like you are taking part in a Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah. But I love the Hudson Soft Jackie game.
Yes.
I like the NES version the most out of those two.
I like both versions for different reasons.
But they're both great. Yeah, you should play whichever version you can.
The NES version is much easier than the PC Engine.
Yes, very
PC
much
Engine
so.
1 has much lengthier levels, and there's like certain segments that are like not really, they're kind of in the PC Engine version that's not really in the NES version. It's a much more challenging game, but
So,
both are excellent.
The interesting thing about Jackie, in terms of like the Hudson Soft game, a little bit about the making of it, is that so Jackie in Japan, like Jackie was huge in Japan in the 80s, gigantic. But the movies that he was known for were a little bit interesting because it was like The Protector, which was a American base. It was made in America in the 80s, and not a very good movie. He plays like detective, like cop in Bronx, or not in the Bronx, but like just maybe he's in the Bronx. I forget. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. But that was really huge in Japan because they reshot the fights for the Asian version of that to make it more of a Jackie film. And the other one that was huge that I did the audio commentary for was Young Master, which is a fairly good movie. It was the first one he directed, I think. No, that was Feral Say Hyena. But it was like the first big movie that he directed by himself. And it's all right. I mean, it's pretty good, if anything. So because of the fame of like Young Master, they made Jackie Chan Action Kung Fu the way it is. But it's not a very Jackie Chan style, like...
No.
It's very much like a Kung Fu...
Man, it's a great music.
Right.
Amazing. So I just to highlight top-tier game for both platforms, I think. Really.
Yeah.
So, but you're right. It's not like this has Jackie Chan's style and personality all over it.
A little bit with the character sprite, but the rest is very much just kind of like generic Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. But
it could have been based around anyone or no one.
Yeah.
Hardcore asking, we ever play Nightmare Creatures on stream? I don't have it.
Nightmare Creatures.
Do you have that, Coury?
Do I have it? No. I mean,
I used to have.
I played it when it came out. I did not think it was very good.
Yeah, I mean, same. Except with Nightmare Creatures 2. I played, I played very little Nightmare Creatures 2. So, like, I mean, I've probably told this story before, but like, back when I was in like middle school and high school, I like did some riding on, we were just kids running a fan site, like it started off as like an N64 fan site. It was N64codepalace.com, and then the guy that ran
Code
that
Palace?
N64 Code Palace. It was N64cp.com. The guy who owned that, who was like, might have even been a year younger than me. We were all pretty young, and he wanted to make a site that could be more than just N64. He wanted to have like PlayStation.
He wanted to expand, huh?
And Dreamcast on it. So he made a site called Techno Gaming, and somehow like in the early years of E3, you could actually get like, I don't know what they would have called it, like a kid badge, like you could, if you were not like an adult, like there was still ways to get like a badge into E3. Mm-hmm. And he actually went to E3 a few times. He somehow had like some like, it's amazing considering how young we were, but somehow he had like some marketing connections. And but however, we were like obviously like super low priority for like sending games to from all these publishers. And I remember I really wanted to get Rayman 2 for N64, and that just took forever and ever and ever and ever and ever to actually come around. Like a friend of mine who also wrote for the site, like he had already like reviewed the Dreamcast version of Rayman 2 before my N64 copy ever arrived, because like techno gaming was not a priority for Ubisoft. So I kind of realized, like, what, like if I ask for bad games, then I'm probably, because no one else is asking for review copies of these games, I could get the games faster. I could like play them for a while, I could review them, and I could trade them into Funkoland. And what I discovered was, like, if a game is brand new, like it doesn't matter how good it is, you still got like $30 for it, for trading it in. So it was
pretty much new at that point.
Yeah, like, I mean, I actually traded, like, I got like an N64 golf game. I can't remember which one. I can't remember what it was called. But I got this N64 golf game as a review copy, and like I actually like wrote my review and traded it into Funkoland like the week before it came out. Like most of the time, like I think that was a pretty rare instance where like I was actually sent a copy of the game before it came out. But yeah, I like started, I was like asking for like the Army Men games, and like Nightmare Creatures 2 was like another that I asked for. And like, I don't know, honestly, like some of those games I probably, like, I don't know, are they as bad as I made them, I felt they were at the time? I honestly don't know. But like my main priority, admittedly, was just like, I just want something I can trade into Funkoland and, have $30, either $30 off my next game, or like, buy like a Super Nintendo RPG or something, like that was what I wanted. So yeah, that's my only exposure really to Nightmare Creatures. Was, I just wanted games that no one wanted, because as long as they were like had just released, I could still like almost always got like $30, which was kind of crazy trading value, I feel. Especially, for a kid, at that, a high school student at that age, just wanting money to buy more games, right? That was I had a lot of schemes like that. I traded in those review copies as fast as I could to get that $30. When I pre-ordered new games at KB Toys, they always gave you a $10 gift card or gift certificate, and I just put that $10 toward the next game. So I was getting, $40 N64 games day one for years from KB.
I think Hardcore got more than they bargained for with that answer.
I was gonna say the first game is not that bad.
So the second game is considered
Well,
much
it was
worse
not
than the
like
first.
Way worse. My God.
Like is it even the same developer?
That I don't know, but the second game is poo. It's just pure poo.
I'm pretty sure it was the second game that I had the review.
Because the first one I'm pretty sure was like an Eidos game,
Yeah, I believe so.
and that's like when like Eidos was like
It's like
riding
a-
on the success of Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Because of that, all whatever the games that they were doing was like newsworthy.
Yep.
And they had some game called like the Ninja.
Ninja, yeah,
like
with the
that.
purple
The
ninja.
Ninja.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm not familiar with
It's
that.
not a great game, but it's all right. But I bought the ninja when it came out. Yeah.
With that little dance.
Has there been any other questions or movie questions or anything?
I want to know what do you think about Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon?
The Last Dragon?
It's kind of a favorite of mine.
Yeah, it's amazing. It has
Great soundtrack.
what's her name again?
Starts with a
The
V.
the Prince starlet.
Yeah, like
Vanity.
Vanity. Yes.
Yeah, it's Vanity. Her the greatest. I love that movie. Yeah, it's a Motown
Got a
picture.
young Ernie Reyes Jr. in it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that recently with my son, and he did not like it at all. But my brother and I loved it so much. When we were kids.
Yeah, I do love that. You mentioned Fist of the North Star earlier. There was a live action of that with Gary Daniels, who is in City Hunter with Jackie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, that seems like it'd be really hard to do.
Yeah, I have no clue how you would
Well,
actually do
they could probably do it now.
Now they could do it, but at the time they could not.
Yeah.
Even though I love Gary Daniels, very underrated.
I mean, I just think it'd be. It'd have to be too violent for live
Yeah,
action.
I mean,
For a big budget, it'd be too violent for a big budget. probably.
yeah, it wasn't really a big budget movie or anything, but I mean, there's a way of doing Fist of the North Star, even in the 90s, but they couldn't. Oh man,
Can you not jump on top of the vent?
I don't think so. Okay.
Yeah.
Was the Matrix overrated? No, I think the first
No.
one holds up super well.
The first one is incredible.
Yeah, I didn't like the sequels much, but I really like so. The Matrix, the choreography was done by Yuen Woo-ping, who did a lot of classic martial arts movies, including Fist of Legend, which is great. So, yeah, it's not overrated. I mean,
No.
I think
pretty
I-
impressive,
I-
if anything.
Good. It still looks great. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
More than I can say for the sequels. Once I
Right.
started doing full
Agreed.
person CG,
Yeah.
too rubbery. But
Yeah,
that first one.
I still I liked Reload when it came out, and I think it's
I feel
still
that first one turned 26. Came out 26 years ago, this month.
I think it's
insane.
still okay, but I don't like the third one at all.
Yeah, I only watched him once, and I was not.
Yep. Yeah,
I think the
that
first
second
is
one
a
was very
Stone
much
Cold
like
classic.
it was a Star Wars Episode 1 kind of thing, where it's when you first see it, you're kind of riding high, and it's that was pretty good. It was good. It was good. And then like as you kind of get a little distance from it, it's like, no, I have no desire really to go back and watch this again.
Man, this level's kind of long.
Yeah, the last levels of each section is pretty long.
Yeah, right. The Matrix sequels are unnecessary, but okay for what they are. Like, of course they had to do it, but just like looking at it as a standalone thing, the way that the first one ends is perfect.
I see someone mentioning there was a live-action Guyver movie in the 90s. Yeah, there's two. So the first one is with Mark Hamill, but it's kind of cheeky. I don't like it too much, but I love the special effects because it's by Steve Wang. There was a second Guyver live action, which is real interesting. Have you seen that, Coury?
This the second one?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I only saw the first one. It was like.
So the second one is
HBO when I was a kid.
way better. It's lower budget, but it's the same suits. But the main character is played by David Hayter, as Solid Snake himself, and does a fairly good job, honestly. And the fighting is awesome in that movie. Just real good. So Guyver Dark Hero should be watched. Just a really fun, like, direct-to-video fighting movie from that era. And then you get to see David Hayter young, so that's always fun. Because he does... There's elements, or there's scenes where he's, like, kind of angry, so he gets kind of growly.
There's a little bit of that snake gravel in there.
You can hear that.
Oh, that's fun.
But from that movie came another one called Drive with Marc Dacascos, which has a lot of the same people who worked on the Guyver Dark Hero, and that's one of the best martial arts movies made out of Hong Kong ever. Made outside of Hong Kong, I mean. That movie is Drive. I mean, it's just so good, and the fighting. Marc Dacascos is incredible, and I think Brittany Murphy's in it too. It's one of her first movies. So if you haven't seen it, look up Drive. It's not the one with Gosling, but that movie's good too.
Which is a great movie as well.
Yeah. But do watch Drive by Steve Wang with Marc Dacascos in it. You will absolutely love it. I did show it to John recently, and he was just, again, just floored with how good it was. Because these are movies that he never heard of, and he's like, how did we not know about these films? And he's like, I did. But I rented a lot of, like, I loved going to when I was a kid, like, every weekend I would go to the rental store and rent just 3-4 like movies, like martial arts movies, action movies, whatever it was, and discovered them that way. Kind of lost something without the rental market.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
People do not experiment or discover enough movies anymore because they just sit and wait for they wait for information through their channels and then only see like Marvel movies or whatever you have it. But when we were renting, we would just pick up whatever VHSs had a cool cover. And that's how I discovered a lot of Jackie movies.
Because the covers were
part of the experience.
Like hand-drawn art. It's like all like wild scenes, right?
Right.
Like,
kind of like NES, kind of like the Tom Du Bois type kind of situation where it's just like the cover looks nothing like the game, but it kind of conveys the general. Unless you watch an Italian movie, then it just sucked. Italian movies, not a fan.
You don't like spaghetti westerns?
Well, that's not what I'm talking about, but like, just knock off
Italian horror movies.
Well,
Italian horror and spaghetti westerns can be pretty fun.
What am I missing here? I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Like, I don't know if I've seen an Italian movie that is I've not seen an Italian movie that's not a western or a horror movie.
Oh, there's plenty. Like, Italy was like they made.
Like, I'm not saying that they don't make them. I'm just saying I personally have not. That's never got on my radar. Like, but Italian horror movies are
sure
pretty good.
Like Lucio Fulci and stuff. Like, that's different. But like, Italian movies to me is just like bad knockoffs. There's a real good channel on YouTube. If you're not familiar with it, it's called the Bad Movie Bible, and he does a series called Copying a Blockbuster or something. Basically, he takes, for example, the Terminator or RoboCop, and then he goes through every knockoff from around the world. So
That's fun. That's a fun
and then
idea.
you analyze what elements, kind of how did they remake this stuff, and how did they take this, and why was this like copied, and it's really well done.
I like that idea a lot. Yeah.
So Google Bad Movie Bible. Do subscribe to him. Rob Hill, I think his name is. He's very good at what he does, and he does not have enough followers, I find, for the amount of research he does. He did a really good one with like Aliens, where and Die Hard, and he just takes basically an action movie, analyzes it, and then sees how all these different countries copied it. And Italy is always India and Italy, man. They they did things to us, unspeakable things to us in our movies.
Let's see, Psych is saying Konami got hater back for MGS3 Delta. Don't know how much dialogue they're redoing or how much new dialogue there's. I was under the impression that they're just using the original recordings, because I mean they're good. The quality should be good enough, I would think. I don't think they're re-recording it.
For which game?
Metal Gear Solid Delta.
The remake of 3?
Yeah, I think they're just using the original.
I think they announced even that they were using the same
like motion cap data and everything.
Yes. So that was my understanding.
Yeah.
Is that not true?
I think it is. I think. Well, I mean, he's saying I don't know. He's saying I don't know. So I'm saying I don't know 100%, but I'm pretty sure I heard that like motion cap and voice is the same. Like,
yeah.
I don't think they're redoing it. Unlike Twin Snakes, where they re-record everything, and some people weren't even the same actors.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, as far as I know, they've announced even that they're using the same animation data,
which is what I want,
and voicing.
Personally,
so.
I want it to be the original.
Yeah.
A while back, Enchilada was asking if you ever watched Cobra Kai and what you thought of it.
No spoilers, because I haven't seen it.
Never watched it.
Okay.
I didn't grow up with Karate Kid.
I
grew up with No Retreat, No Surrender.
Better stuff. But it's I think a lot about how, because of that movie, like how many kids join karate classes in the U.S.
Oh, absolutely. Made
such a huge impact. I mean, like even my brother and I did because of that movie.
Were karate classes big in Norway?
Yeah, Taekwondo was huge. I did kickboxing because I looked specifically into kind of like what Van Damme was doing. So I did a lot of kickboxing, and then I did some Taekwondo. I did some Wing Chun. Judo was really big when I was a kid. But yeah, martial arts was big in Norway. I see someone mentioned there. They say they got Steve Wang's drive. I feel dirty saying Steve Wang's drive.
That's all right.
That's all right.
I get it though. I was just looking at Vinegar Syndrome and saw they had Cloak and Dagger based on something.
Yes.
Oh,
I love Cloak and Dagger.
That movie
I just ordered it.
Seems higher profile than what I expect out of Vinegar Syndrome. Not that I
they got Navy SEALs on there.
They got Navy SEALs on there. Well, that changes everything.
I can't.
Well, I would say the Navy SEALs was probably like a bigger budget,
Yeah.
and more high profile than Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of feel like I gotta get that Cloak and Dagger.
That's a fun movie, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I remember I saw that movie in the theater when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah?
And when I revisited it, when I got a DVD release, I was like, I can't believe like how like violent it is towards kids in this movie. Because usually, like kids movies like that, even like the Goonies and stuff, are like kids are treated with like kids gloves.
Yeah.
Like most of the time.
Yeah.
But in here, they're like really trying to kill them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I Drum and I watched John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13
Oh, okay.
recently, and like I mean, yeah, like the I mean,
That's his first movie,
there's a
isn't it?
kid just like straight up murdered in cold blood, like right at the beginning of that. Like you never see that.
That's his, isn't that his first movie?
I think
It's
so.
it's his first like movie. Like we watched something years ago, like, a really bizarre. I can't remember what it's called. Like it's a sci-fi movie in space, and it's like it's really strange.
Oh, Dark Star?
Yes,
Yeah.
I didn't particularly care for it.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I think that was like a student project.
Yep, with him and Dan O'Bannon, who did the Alien.
Oh, okay. But yes, yeah, I didn't really care for it. It was very strange.
Yeah.
Like it definitely had like a sense of humor, and I just didn't understand the sense of humor. But yeah, so I saw him Precinct 13, yeah, which I mean there were a lot of things I respected about the movie, but like I didn't love it, but
Saw that there was a $2 super chat from Thyfurious. Thank you. He says opinions on keeping launched Vita stock versus hacking. And I feel like I hacked both mine. I have a launch one and a 2000, and I hacked them both because it's worth hacking, if only to be able to use like easily accessible memory cards.
yes, Sony's. Oh wow, what's going on here? Can you feel the beat? Is this guy gonna be a boss?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow, disco. All right. But I think the Vita is the system that you should feel the least bad about hacking because Sony's proprietary memory cards not only are they rare, but they are the most unreliable memory cards I've ever used. I've had more problems with Vita memory cards than any other media. Like I do not trust them anymore. So yeah, I not only do I think like is it okay? Like I think if you actually want to functionally use the system and be able to trust your memory media, you should. And to be honest, I've not yet done it with my Vita. But I've done it with PS TV, but I'm not really like fleshed out the contents of my mod as much as I probably should. But yeah, I think you absolutely should, 100%.
Yeah, PSP has an adapter you can use without hacking it, but with the Vita system, you have to it goes in the cartridge slot. But you can take that out and just like have your save games on the internal memory.
Yeah,
I don't know if the launch even had internal memory, did it?
It may not have. I'm not positive on that though.
So just hack it.
Yeah,
And
just
dump all
hack
your
it.
stuff
It's
onto an SD card. and put it in.
I feel the system is significantly more usable and trustworthy after you've done it. Like
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. Like I have not held on to much affinity for the Vita. Like I think the PSP is just a tremendously better system. Like the library is better. I mean, obviously you can get a lot of. I mean, I'm not talking about like the hardware or so much as I am talking about like the era of Sony and the library of games for each, right? Like I think the PSP is just a tremendously better library than the Vita. You know what? I speaking of Vita, like I was we were at Video Game World today. And I was like looking at the Vita games, and they had 8 different Lego games for the Vita, which just seems like a lot to me, especially for a system that, you know, wasn't exactly like super popular, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those Lego games are just coming out like crazy anyways. During that time.
Yeah.
And I've like never played more than like 5 minutes of like any of them.
I've beaten Lego Indiana Jones back in the day, and I beat I think Star Wars the original trilogy. I think I did. But yeah, like I kind of feel like I would actually like those games more now than I did back then, because I think at the time I was like, oh, you know, they're not very challenging. You can't really lose. But like I think like just as like a chill out like late evening game, like just like, you know, kind of mindlessly hunt for secrets and stuff. Mm-hmm. I think I could actually kind of get more behind some of that style of gameplay than I could back then. I think there was another super chat, wasn't there? Oh,
there was
we got
$2 from Dad1153. Says movies you can't believe have 4K discs. Me, Madman.
I can't believe has 4K discs.
Undefeatable.
Yeah, that one is actually quite amazing. Got a 4K release. That's a good question. I can't
Well, we've probably been
believe.
talking about several movies like that all along. I see we got Matt Lisi in the chat here. I was saying, this is crazy. I was just watching Rush Hour with my family.
I never even saw the third one of that.
Never seen the third one either.
I don't think I did either. But I'm not positive I didn't.
Try using your Mem Card Pro on this.
Yep.
Okay. And
So, yeah.
you've never set up your Mem Card Pro 2, right?
Well, I mean, I've used it, but I've never like transferred stuff to it.
I see.
I mean, there's not really anything to set up, like for using with the PS2 at least.
Why don't you take a level while I go to the bathroom?
Oh gosh, I don't even know how to play. So, you did just save, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I can't screw you up. All right, well, let's see what happens here. I mean, it
JC
looks like a
just pulled a new
straightforward
number.
enough game to learn to play.
This Remo Williams avatar. Welcome, JC. Thank you. Let's see. I don't know. Like I've been going back and forth. Like I'm okay with buying digital only games.
I'm okay with it, but I have less motivation because I'm like, well, I've got more physical games that I know what to do with as it is, so I'm just like, well, why? Like, I don't know, like I feel like, you know, on one hand there is the side of physical games that's just like, oh, I better buy this before I can't, right? Which is not necessarily a great reason to buy something, but at the same time, I kind of see it as a kind of a way to like just kind of prevent myself from going too crazy, like, because I'm like, okay, do I really need this digital only game? Because it's like, well, I've already got all these physical games that I need to play anyway, so that's why I, you know, if it's something that I just really want to play, I have no problem getting a digital game, or, you know, most digital games I have these days, honestly, is you know, like, you know, someone sent us like a review copy or something.
I don't mind you know, like I'll look through like the stuff that's a couple bucks. I'll end up buying stuff that's a couple of dollars on sale digitally.
But see,
I mean,
you're going to end up with a
I've never
digital
bought anything,
library
like,
that makes you
full
feel the same
outside of
way.
Alan Wake 2.
You're going to end up with a digital library though that makes you feel the same way that you've been talking about. You know, some of these physical games you wish you didn't really.
Yeah, but you know what? They don't take up any space.
Well,
And
they,
that's like
they,
the
they
main-
cost you money, and they take longer to file through your library.
It doesn't bother me.
Well, you say that now.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's like if it's like a $2 game, I don't have much problem from it. With it. I'm not worried about it. If it bothered me that much, then I can just delete it, and I don't ever have to see it. But I don't know, like especially for like I don't know, like it's just I can, if it's like $2, that $2 is worth it to just like, you know, save the effort, and I have the physical copy as a backup. So, and you know what? I will probably
I'd say I did pretty okay for being this far into the
not
game,
live long enough for
having
it
never
to be
touched it.
to be an issue. I don't know. Like maybe it's just the fact that I like I'm rapidly approaching 50, where I've realized that, you know, I probably will not live long enough to like appreciate most of this stuff. And I don't know. Who knows? We might have to sell off all of our physical goods to be able to avoid living in shanty towns at some point.
Well, but you can't sell off
And
your
then at least I
digital
have
goods.
All those digital games that I could still play. So I don't know. Like I'll still get things. I still get plenty of stuff physical. Yeah, accumulated backlog versus games that will be released over the next 4 years. I feel like if I have something physical, like I feel like I want it to mean something to me. And I realized when I got rid of a lot of that stuff, I have like a lot of stuff that doesn't really mean anything to me.
But how do you know that it won't mean something to you once you play it?
Because I mean, I probably will never get around to actually playing it. I mean, just the way it is. Maybe I would feel upset about it if I did ever get around to playing it, but chances are the amount of stuff that I have to play anyways. Now, listen, I didn't even get rid of like anything that I like even cared about.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's like not even. It's not like I like went through and got rid of like half my stuff. It was like between like across all of my systems I have here, it was probably like an accumulated like $40, and it's stuff like Stick It to the Man or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff that like I don't even care about. I just like, oh, you know what? This might be useful to have, or maybe one day I might feel like playing this. But then I realized, like, you know, if it ever got to that point where it's like I wish that I had something to play, I can play something that I already have, or I could probably replay something that I didn't put enough time into.
And replaying games is absolutely something I want to do a lot more of.
Yeah.
Audi,
but I think my general approach is to, you know, I'm going to think more critically about the stuff that I buy going forward. Also.
Yeah. Ariel wants to know if you've been getting the text he sent.
Where has he sent them?
I don't know. I
Uh,
assume texts I usually take to mean texts.
Like phone? I haven't gotten any phone text for you. If it's on Discord, I have to apologize, but like I have way too many like unread messages on there that like it's hard for me to go through.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like, you know, people sometimes like message me during stream, and like I just want you all to know, like, if you send me messages on Discord during a stream, there's a 0% chance I'm going to see them during the stream. But you know, people do say like, oh, just so you know, such and such and such relevant to, you know, whatever's going on in the stream. I'm always like, oh, sorry, I don't check my Discord during streams.
Yeah, if it was sent now during the, I can check after playing this.
I grab that paint roller.
Well,
Cheesemeister has
Mr. Dude, that is
funny-
fair. I don't pay too much attention to anything, no matter what.
Cheesemeister says, here's a fun exercise. Compare the rate at which you'd have to play through your backlog in order to finish it in this lifetime with your actual playthrough rate.
That doesn't actually sound like a fun exercise.
Exactly. So, I don't know. Like, I just got rid of I got rid of the stuff that I honestly don't care whether or not I play through it or not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but there
like
is.
I got it with the intent of like, oh, I would like to play this, but I guess there's only so much you can say that before it's just not going to be.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think there's a point of like I mean, how do you know you wouldn't like care about it until after you play it? Like, you know, for instance, you really weren't feeling Yakuza 7 when you first started playing it, and now like Yakuza is like your favorite thing.
I understand that, but it's also like I wasn't feeling it, but I still accepted that, like, oh, I would like to continue playing this. And I wouldn't do that with a lot of these, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, you know, I've made mistakes in the past, like
none of these games are like big games that.
Right. Well, right. But well, of course, that's not saying anything bad about small games. But like, for example, like, you know, I briefly tried, you know, Sly Cooper back in the day, and you know, just didn't give it much of a chance. Didn't think I really cared about it. You know, I gave it another chance last year, and I ended up loving it. You know, I didn't really give Lufia 2 that much of a chance back in the day, and you know, I kind of was later like, you know, I think I would appreciate that a lot more now than I did at that time. And you know, I you know, so I mean, you can make mistakes, but I guess, you know, the you know, the aspect that makes what you're saying fair is that, you know, you're older now, you've been through experiences of selling things that maybe you oughtn't to have, and you know, you have a better eye for it now.
Right.
Because like I say, I mean, I'm not saying like what you're doing is a bad idea, because like I said, oh, I really like that. I like that acid texture. That looks really cool.
You're like a dog that sees a squirrel. It's like you're like in the midst of something. He's like, oh, look at that texture.
Yeah. Yep. But like I said, like I've given thought to like, what if those shelves that have the PS3, PS4, PS5 games, like what if I never expand PS3, PS4, PS5 beyond those shelves? Like, because I know for, just like you're saying, like I know for sure there are PS4 and PS5 games that were kind of a mistake, and I could easily get rid of them with no regrets. Now, how far could I take that? I'm not sure, but it's certainly, you know, it's a thought that's crossed my mind.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just eventually, I just feel like I'd have to make these decisions anyways.
Yeah. And most likely, like, you know, something like, you know, Sly Cooper or Lufia 2, like, you know, I'm definitely going to remember I sold that. But, like, I guarantee, like, a lot of the games, if I did get rid of them, over time I would, like, completely forget what I would completely forget what I got rid of.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of that stuff. Like, I can't even tell you, like, what half the things were at this point.
Or like, why you bought it, why you thought it looked interesting
Yeah.
at some point.
Or I was just like, maybe I should get this because maybe I would like it.
Mm-hmm.
Except for there's no time for it. I'd rather play the things that I know for sure that I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Like I feel very good about it. I feel very good, and
that's good.
I don't think that I got rid of anything that I'm going to be like, why did I do that?
Right. Oh yeah. I am not doubting your judgment on what you already got rid of. It was a $5 super chat just now for the love of the game. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying I recently got the crazy license and crazy. I mean, Corey's better at it. Can you say it? Can you say?
Hang on. Let's make some crazy money.
Nah. You've done it way better in the past.
I don't know.
It wasn't
wasn't any
it wasn't
last time.
spontaneous enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got the crazy licensing, crazy taxi.
I ordered that. I ordered that crazy taxi T-shirt from Limited Run.
Oh.
They're doing the.
Oh yeah.
And they're doing like their. I was very tempted by that rear view mirror
Yes.
hanger.
But anyway, saying I had the time of my life. What was your first experience with the game? Do you have a crazy license? I don't have a crazy license.
But I mean, my first experience with it was in the arcade.
Yeah, I have a
Walton
big
Galleria in Buffalo, New York.
I mean, I when I first played Crazy Taxi, I don't think I knew it was an arcade game.
I mean, we don't want to. I don't know if we want to talk about this.
What?
Like about the you know, like the defining aspect of it is the music. I feel like.
Well, which you know, I couldn't even begin to care. But,
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
But I you know, I think Crazy Taxi is really fun. But it's like a kind of game that like I can't play really for that long because, you know, so I remember a friend had it for Dreamcast. You know, I thought, oh, this is great. I love this. And, you know, I did not have a Dreamcast at the time. But when it came out on GameCube, you know, it was like this big novelty to play Sega games on Nintendo system at the time. And when, you know, Crazy Taxi came out, there wasn't a lot else to buy at the time. And I was like, oh, you know, Crazy Taxi, that's great on Dreamcast. I'll get it on GameCube. And, you know, I think I quickly learned, for me at least, obviously not for the love of the game. You know, there's only so much Crazy Taxi I can play at once. You know, I don't know if I have it in me to get the crazy license, but I love Crazy Taxi. But it's just I don't know. I'm not like big into like what I would consider like kind of like time waster games, but like, and not to say that Crazy Taxi is a time waster. I think Crazy Taxi is the kind of game that you could play with like a real big goal in mind, like your crazy license. But it's also, for me though, it's more of a game that's just like, it's just fun to just goof off in for a little bit and then do something else. Which I'm normally not really into games that I'm not like really invested in, like really committing to like, you know, play through and make some like marked accomplishment in. I'm not usually super into that, but Crazy Taxi is the kind of game where I can get behind just that, you know, sort of brief goofing off in, but yeah, like I did not hold on to the GameCube version because I got bored of it at that time pretty quickly. But you know, now that we are in the retro era, you know, now I think I have more of a, you know, an enjoyment of Crazy Taxi.
What's your favorite song on the soundtrack?
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, I don't.
Last time
I could not. I mean, I couldn't name a single
that
song.
It had a licensed soundtrack.
Huh?
You didn't know that it had a licensed soundtrack.
No, I had no clue. I had no clue that those were quote unquote real songs. No clue.
So you like see a sticker that says featuring the music of The Offspring, and you just think that's like a gameplay feature?
I didn't read the sticker.
Okay.
I didn't buy the game at the time. My friend, I mean, you know, on Dreamcast, my friend had it. I don't know if the GameCube version said that. I don't know. Like,
Probably said on the back, right?
Well, maybe there's a possibility. I realized I made that connection at the time, but I cared so little I forgot. Did that explode?
I mean, I do feel like without the music in the game, like it's almost not worth playing. I feel like it is the it's like the defining aspect of the game of Crazy Taxi.
You don't need to know what the songs are, though. I mean, it just creates the atmosphere in the game, like any other soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that game could just have Sonic music in it, and it would make zero. In fact, that would probably enhance it for me. Like that kind of stuff just does not even begin to matter to me.
I mean, it's only 2 songs, right? It's just Bad Religion and Offspring. But you know, that first one only had the one level, anyways. You know, I guess the home version added the crazy box.
Well, for the love of the game, who started this conversation says, "Bigly disagree, Coury, but it's the music that catches your attention. The gameplay is legendary. It is one of the best driving games of all time."
I can appreciate that, but I would not want to play it with any other music.
I mean, the bigger feature to me is it's got KFC and Pizza Hut in it.
and Tower Records.
Yeah, Tower Records.
Oh, I don't care about that. I care about KFC and Pizza Hut.
Tower
Doesn't it have
Records.
H&M also?
Yeah,
Is H&M in that first one?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I feel like H&M was in the first one. Can anybody like let me know if H&M was in the first one? Or am I making things up? Making up textures. Oh, they definitely were.
Thinking maybe it was like a situation with like Demolition Man, where like there's different advertisements depending on region. Are you familiar with that, Troy?
No, I didn't know that.
Do you know the movie Demolition Man?
I do.
Okay.
But
What's your favorite song of the soundtrack for Demolition Man? With Demolition Man. So when I grew up, because I liked that movie a lot, and when I first came to the U.S. talking about movies, I remember I had a conversation about Demolition Man.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene, of course, that came up was like, you know, the dystopian future of Taco Bell being like the only restaurant. And I was like, Taco Bell? Like, that's not, no, it's Pizza Hut. And my friend was like, are you an idiot? It was Taco Bell. Like, not Pizza Hut. And I swore up and down because I had, you know, the VHS at the time. I was like, no, it's Pizza Hut. And he's like, no, it's not. It's Taco Bell. And it was a fairly heated discussion, I have to say. A little bit of anger from my friend's side because he was just like, you're not even American. How would, like, you never had Taco Bell. So I was like, but it's Pizza Hut. Like, I swear. And it came to a point where, like, I bought the DVD from home, brought it with me to the US, and my friend had to buy a DVD player that could actually change region just for us to confirm that, yes, indeed, in the European version of Demolition Man, because Taco Bell has no franchises in Europe, they changed it. So they had Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock redub their lines to say, like, Pizza Hut over Taco Bell.
Wow.
You could go on YouTube now and just search Demolition Man.
Is it actually
Pizza
pretty
Hut.
obvious that it was not
Yes.
the original line?
Yes.
Wow.
Now when I see it, it's so obvious. But back then I had no clue, obviously. But I just remember I had to go through all that trouble back in like 2003 to prove that I was not, imagining Pizza Hut. Indeed, it was in Demolition Man, but it was only in Europe.
That's funny.
But yeah, if you go on YouTube, search Demolition Man Pizza Hut, you'll find the scene immediately, and it's really funny because yes, like you're saying, is it obvious? It's very obvious, because like they'll have a natural conversation like the Pizza Hut. It's like what? It's like super robotic almost.
Wow.
That was the first R-rated movie that I went to. That,
Oh, nice.
Without parents, and we weren't old enough to get in. And luckily, we ran into a friend of my older brother at the mall,
Oh.
who said that he would act as like the guardian to get us in there.
Well, what a friend!
Awesome movie. Yeah.
There was just a 4K release of that comes with the shells and everything.
Is that a U.S. release though, or is it?
Yes, it's on Amazon.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I feel like that's one I would like to get.
Oh.
That was cheap.
Do you have any idea how far into the game you are?
I think this is the second last area.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay, so it's an Arrow release.
Well, you don't have to feel obligated
Dennis Leary's
to
pretty
beat
good
it,
at
but
that movie, too.
we can keep going as well. Whatever you feel like.
Oh, I didn't realize it was 11:15.
yeah, it's pretty late, isn't it? I can play for like 15 more minutes, and then I think I am kind of checked out.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I don't think that Pizza Hut... I think the Arrow release actually has both versions on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's
Really?
cool.
So, if you want to see the Pizza Hut cut, it should be on there. But I don't think
Every
too many
time I
people
go-
still know about it.
Every time I go here and I see a bunch of movies that have gotten 4K releases that I did not.
Oh, it's a
realize.
golden age right now because people want physical again. Thank God.
Yeah.
And
Just in time for Best Buy to stop doing it. But I didn't realize that there was a Warriors.
yeah.
Okay.
Trying
I
how
want
you go
that.
and watch a movie after stream. I mean, the conversations had during this stream have put me in the mood to watch many movies. But I'm also too tired. It's too late.
I didn't realize there was a Mallrats 4K also.
Yeah. Everything's coming out in 4K, and the nice thing about it is that they're actually putting a lot of effort into them now.
Everyone except James Cameron.
Yeah. Don't even mention that.
But James Cameron's putting a lot of effort in it, a lot of effort to ruin it.
Ruin them.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I mean, it's not like he's just pooping the worst thing on there. He's trying to. I mean, he is, but
He's
like
not pooping
unknowing-
it.
like,
He's like
he's-
sculpting the poop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then upscaling it with AI.
Yes. Yeah.
AI poop.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's so sad. Like, because
I know, because those are like two movies that.
Like, and I have a hard time understanding
Deserve.
how he's really like kind of had some nasty comments about the backlash to it, and it really baffles me how someone who is
Such a
a
perfectionist.
master of his craft like does not understand the arguments against
And
what
he's like
he's
a renowned
doing.
perfectionist.
Huh?
He's like a renowned
I
perfectionist.
know. Like, so how does he not see it?
it probably looks better to him. I mean, that's the thing. It's like,
But he's wrong.
Yes, he is.
I mean, the
Like
film grain is, what makes it look good.
there are times where you can say like, hey, do what looks best to you. And what James Cameron has done with his 4K movies is not that time. He is wrong. He is just wrong.
Very.
Just completely and utterly wrong.
Stephen Keeley, he's ruined The Abyss and Aliens.
And
I mean, some people would say he's ruined T2.
Yeah.
I understand that the version of Terminator 1 is really good, though.
And also, what's the movie? What's the Arnold movie?
True Lies.
True
True
Lies.
Lies.
Yeah,
True
he
Lies.
ruined that too.
I mean, several of those are Arnold movies, but yeah. And that one I've never seen, and that never had like a Blu-ray. Did that even have a DVD release?
Yes.
Okay, but it did not have a Blu-ray
Nope.
release. I have no idea what the reason behind that is. But yeah, see, I've never seen it, so I'm like,
Oh, it's.
I would like to see it, but it's just like, okay, well, how? Like, it's, a good version isn't really accessible.
Did I ever tell you the time I met Jamie Lee Curtis?
No.
My true life story.
You have a true life story.
I do.
That involves Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes,
okay.
it does. So this was during a time, a wonderful, fruitful time where I was working with a certain Thomas the Tank Engine Tallarico. And I was backstage.
I am sad that apparently Jamie Lee Curtis has a Tommy Tallarico story. I feel sad for her. Wherever this is going, I feel bad for her.
So I was at the Nokia Theater during an E3, helping him out backstage with Japanese guests and stuff. And Tommy was... I'm not going to say much about Tommy, but like, for one, he was someone that was very good with fans and very nice to them. Took a lot of time for them. But backstage, it was just kind of like if you ever watched Seinfeld, he was kind of like that guy that gives everyone a task to do at the party. It's like, can you watch over the stereo system and make sure no one touches it? He was that kind of guy. Mm-hmm. And he was like, hey, Audi, can you just when new people come, can you go greet them and just make sure that they come in and mingle and do stuff? It's like, sure, but you're aware that I sound like Butthead, right? I'm not the most welcoming person. And he's like, it doesn't matter, man. Have a good time. And the first people that walk in that door is Harry Shearer and Jamie Lee Curtis together.
Wow.
Together at last. And I was like, oh, hello, Miss Curtis. Big fan of yours. And she's like, oh, what's your favorite movie of mine? Because she was just she was sure I was either bullshitting or just putting me on the spot. And I was like, oh, it's True Lies. And she was like, oh, it must be because of that striptease scene, right? And I didn't think about anything. I was just trying to answer. So I was like, yes, that's right. With a straight face. And she kind of chuckled, but I remember more than anything that Harry Shearer, who I've never spoken to, I've only seen him, was staring a goddamn hole through my body. Just like, who are you? And what's this movie you're talking about?
Okay, so it sounds like Jamie Lee Curtis likely did not actually have interaction with Tommy Tallarico.
Jamie Lee Curtis is a big gamer. She likes games a lot.
Right.
So
I know the stories about how she likes to go incognito at conventions. Oh, that was mean.
So yeah, there was a lot so Tommy, I mean, it was at the Nokia Theater, right? It was in LA. Mm-hmm. So, and it was E3 Video Games Live. So he invited a lot of, there was other people there. I don't remember anymore. I was mostly with Suda51 and Wada, the guy who made Harvest Moon, the original. Mm-hmm. I was taking care of them and Yamaoka-san. So I didn't have time to walk around and do this shit. But that's my Jamie Lee Curtis story.
That's it's not a great Jamie Lee Curtis story for you.
I do like that movie though. But she was very nice though. I mean, again, like for whatever information is out there about these people, including Tommy, like I will say that they like spent a lot of time with fans, had a great time. People enjoyed themselves, so like it wasn't
How bad
like,
could they be?
yeah.
Yeah.
We were all friends that day. And you know what the word for friend in Italian is, right? No one's getting this reference, are they?
Okay.
I missed it. What did you say?
I said that we all know what the word for friend is in Italian.
Oh, I do not know.
You don't know that. Okay. Well, someone in the chat fill in Coury and try, and they'll understand.
Amico? Is it Amico?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
See, that would have landed so much better if it just either of you can speak Italian.
I mean, I feel like that's the reason it was called that.
Yes.
I feel like I may have read that at some point, but
Yeah, it didn't sink in like most things about
yeah,
Amico.
When's that coming out then?
I wonder. I don't know if he's watching right now, but I know Zane's dad.
I thought you meant Tommy.
No, I hope he's not watching. I know Zane's dad has a Amico pre-order. He's still waiting for it.
So nobody got any refunds or anything, obviously.
I know very little about the situation, honestly. Oh, yep, Zane's dad is still waiting for it. Yep, there you go.
May I ask why you pre-ordered it? Just out of curiosity. You know?
Well, I mean, he's Zane's dad. He has a kid. He thought conceptually it seemed like a good family console.
Word is that Zane's dad also has a pre-order for the Super Sega.
I don't think so. I've not shown Audi my Jet Cave Adventure, but I have. The length of my wait for Jet Cave Adventure has come up at least twice during his visit so far.
So
Yeah.
as we round,
It's just one of those things, like so many, pre-ordering from anybody is like, it's such a tough thing. It's like strictly limited, like the pre-orders are like out of control.
Well, yeah. Well, and then they end up releasing like, retail physicals of games that people may have pre-ordered through them, but the version that they send out to their pre-order customers like doesn't happen forever.
Yeah, I don't even know how that happens. Like, how does it get to that point? It's like, oh, this version has the extra game on it, like the what is it, like the puzzle bobble, every bubble.
Well,
like that one, like it has the
like,
Super Nintendo version on there.
But like Shadow of the Ninja, like
and it's just like, you know what? Nobody cares anymore. Just like send the same version.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Fenris in our Discord, pre-ordered from Strictly Limited, not knowing that there might be another version he could get, or not realizing that it would be. I mean, Shadow of the Ninja came out forever ago.
Yeah,
and he's still waiting on them to send it.
Yeah, I don't even understand. I was looking
Whoa,
at that
no!
recently. But I'm waiting on something, and the thing that is annoying to me, and I've said this before, is that they send out that email like, oh, this game is now in production. And it's like some game that people pre-ordered like 2 years ago. Like, just don't even say it. Just like, you don't have to celebrate. You can't expect the people who pre-ordered this stuff 2 years ago to be like excited.
Well, I mean, they should say it, but yeah, they shouldn't like word it in a way that's like, oh boy. They should word it in a way that's like, we are so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I pre-ordered something from them, and I saw they had like a really limited stock on the Genesis version of Mad Stalker, and they had like 1% left at the time. And I was like, I'm gonna order this with it, and that game is still not in production. I was like, are they gonna even have that one copy of Mad Stalker left right then? I probably have it set aside, but still, like it's just.
So the main thing I'm concerned about now is like, will I ever get chained echoes?
Probably not. Probably not. Like I have an order for that, and with the same people, I have Crimson Clover pre-ordered, which is that went up for pre-order in 2020.
Wow.
I remember it was like summer of 2020. I'm pretty sure. Let me see what when I pre-ordered that, because that is like definitely not coming at this point. I pre-ordered. Okay, so September 12th, 2021. The Crimson Clover World Explosion regular edition.
World Explosion.
Yes.
Whew. Tight jump.
Yeah, Strictly Limited. What did I have? I feel bad for them because I get these emails like, "Oh, we're having like deep discounts on our stuff," and I think that people have just like really stopped buying from them.
That looks good on you. Let's go and hurt in the morning.
Oh, you know what it was that I ordered that Mad Stalker? It's like with the that Cotton game,
Oh yeah.
the Cotton.
Wait,
The one's like the remake of the Dreamcast one.
Rainbow Cotton.
Yeah, yes, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
so Xenos Paradox saying I received Chained Echoes on PS4 recently. I guess I must have ordered the Switch version. Did I guess to be honest, I completely forgot that there was a PS4 version. So so that was from, was it first edition? Is that what they're called? First press? What are they called?
First press, yeah.
First press. So you beat the level?
Yeah.
Cool. It seemed like a challenging one.
So that Mad Stalker is sold out on their site now, but I have it ordered with Rainbow Cotton, but I placed that order on May 5th, 2024. So I wonder, maybe Rainbow Cotton will eventually be in production.
What do you say? Should I go for another level or? How do you
Whatever you're feeling like.
Well, how do you feel?
I'm running out of
Steam.
yeah, a little bit.
All right. Well, what was your take on this game?
I
Now
mean, this
that you've
game
seen
looks
it?
incredible. I really wish it
Yeah.
was affordable. Like it looks like,
How much is it generally now? Like when you say
It's like 120 generally, if you find it.
like 120?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean it's relatively
it's not unobtainium levels, but
No.
it's pretty high.
yeah. But even like all Jackie Chan, like the NES
Yep.
game is
Yeah,
expensive too, right?
yeah. I mean, this game is right up my alley.
I think
Right
you would
up my
like it,
alley.
yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I really want it, but like right now I'm not. Right now I'm feeling like, it is a lot of money, but like I could see a scenario of talking myself into it someday. You know, maybe if I sell enough shirts at a convention and I see it, that kind of scenario.
Are you gonna bring any shirts and stuff to the convention?
I don't know. It's such an awkward thing at Midwest, since we wander and converse with the people versus.
We're
our
still not on the
table.
website. I kind of forget that I think they forgot that they invited us.
Well, I don't think they have a
I
lot
put
of.
it on social media today, saying like even though we're not on the website, we will be there.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
I didn't know that. I thought their guest list might not have been fully populated yet.
I mean, it's less. It's like in less than a week. I mean,
But
I feel like
anyway,
their
yeah,
guest
I
list
don't
would be
know.
fully populated.
I'm undecided if I will bring shirts to Milwaukee or not. Like it, I just don't know. It's not worth. It's not worth checking a bag for,
Yes,
in
I
my
agree.
opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
So if I have room in my suitcase, maybe. But we brought shirts that one time, and it's just so awkward because the only way we can sell them is we just tell people like, hey, we got shirts for sale. It's awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I would rather. I mean, my leaning is I would rather not think about it, or I'd rather be just freed of having to think about it, to be honest,
Yeah.
and just like sell the shirts at conventions where we do have tables. But
Right.
but
Exactly.
yeah, but I love that Milwaukee does that format because it is fun for us. It's a lot of fun for us, but it makes it awkward to sell things. So yeah, that's but Midwest Gaming Classic is like in my top 2 favorite conventions. Like tied for top.
I'll have to make my way out there sometime.
So anyone who has the ability to go this coming weekend, we will be there. It's a great time.
Yeah. See us. Say hi and
Yeah. We will see
walk
you.
around and shot with us for a little bit. Or I don't know. I might not do as much shopping. I might do some more playing this year. Just to
Well,
change it up a
I'll bring me some cash. But I mean, as Audi and I have talked this weekend, like more and more lately, like I'm finding that like I'm running out of things to buy to some extent. Like I was looking for multiple things. Like I had like 5 things off the top of my head that I would like to find soon. And we found not a one of them. I mean, we'll go to a few places tomorrow, but between yesterday and today, we found not a one.
Dang. Avocado said to stop by and give me a bottle of caffeine pills. Give me caffeine pills and a beef stick. That's all I need.
Snap into that Slim Jim.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Yeah, thanks to everybody who donated. And thanks to Audi for showing us what this game's all about.
Yeah,
man.
I loved watching it and loved talking about all these movies that I now want to see.
So next time we'll play Nightmare Creatures.
No.
That's
One
right.
and two.
We were gonna do Xena.
Well, I don't recall that pledge, but before the stream started, Mr. D said, "Wait, if Audi is there, they're supposed to fight each other in Xenia for the N64
It's
version." I
Xena,
think.
the Warrior Princess, by the way.
I've never seen the show. I have to confess.
Well, next time I'm here, I promise whoever that was that we will play Xena on PlayStation and play Xena on Game Boy Color and play Xena on N64. How about that?
Wow, that's
Let's
a
do it.
lineup.
Yeah.
That's a lineup. Okay. All right. Well, good night, everyone. We will not see you next Sunday, but we will see you the next Sunday, where I should be at Coury's house and likely John Lindemann as well.
Yep, we'll all be in person.
Good night.